What's up, everybody? We're live. Thanks for joining Brick Slingers, episode 37, I think. Yeah, 37.
3012.
I'm Nathan the Brick Slayer. My co-host is James from Brick Junkies.
How's everybody doing this week? Hopefully everybody's doing pretty good. Making a lot of money. Money?
Yeah. Welcome, Dean. Thanks for the donation. We'll give you a little shout out here after we finish in a little bit. Brick Outside the Box, welcome. Steve's here, welcome. Secret Squirrel Bricks is here. Brian M is here, welcome. Thanks for joining. Hope everyone had a great week. I'm up here in Minnesota and it is snowing for the last 5 days now, so I did record some snow, but I got too busy today, so I didn't get the video on here. Welcome, Brixico. Welcome, Chad.
We had perfect weather down here, man. It's been nice and hot. Still, we haven't. I think we had a cold front that kind of came through for half a day. That was it, man. It's just hot and sweaty down here still. This week blew by, though, man. I seriously thought today was like Friday, like a couple hours ago. This week has just blown by. I have no idea what happened in the last 6 or 7 days.
Welcome, Sean. Fix this. So as always, hi, David. We're sponsored by Brick Freedom. So if you need someone to sync your Bricklink and Brickout stores for the Lego you sell, check out brickfreedom.com. They've been working great for me. How's it been working for you, James?
I'm loving it so far, man. Well worth the, what are we paying, 1%, I think it is the fee? About $5 plus 1% over $500. Definitely worth it. I told them not that I want to pay more, but it would be worth it. I mean, just the amount of time you save in the picking section is well worth the program's cost. And I got to give Steve a lot of credit. He's really been working his butt off on this, and I know he's doing a lot of updates and a lot of upgrades all the time. And every time we throw little tiny things at him all the time, little questions or ideas, and it's like sometimes within minutes he's been on there changing stuff, and he's like, "Hey, go look at it now," and he's like really on the ball. So it's nice working with somebody that is really there to work on it, not just like, okay, I'll send it up the stream, and maybe a week or two later you'll see a couple of changes here or there. But this guy's like on the ball. So I want to say thank you to Steven for really being on top of this and making it work as quickly as he has. Because I know he started from almost nothing when we met him. He was barely even online with it yet.
Yeah.
So
welcome, Steve. Welcome, Calico. I think you're in Hawaii. Steve, go on the Discord if you haven't been on there, and just post on there one of the sections. I don't remember what it's called, but post if he could get you into the program. Because I don't think there's much of a wait anymore. But yeah, just go on there and give him a little nudge. So as always, if anybody wants to have their Lego or Bricklink store as a shout out, let me know. I'll add the link in the chat here as soon as I pull it up. But we'll play this little clip here. This one's for Want to Buy a Brick. As you can see, I'm on the sign there. And we'll tell people to go to your store and we'll share the link.
Oh, would you look at that? Look at this. Have you seen this? Look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, gosh.
Oh, it's so funny.
I love that. Again, anybody who doesn't know who Ed Bassmaster is, you got to look him up on YouTube. The guy's got some awesome skits.
So I'm posting the link right now if you want to donate to the channel. Any monetary value is appreciated. Support the channel, and we'll get back to the prizes soon as James gets my computer coming here.
I'm sorry. I swear, this week I just totally we've been so busy with just inventory and going out shopping and buying more stuff. I seriously just lost a week somehow. I don't know how the hell it just blew by, but
I know. I've been trying to part out all week, and I've only got 2 sets done.
Really? Oh my god!
Like every time I go to do it, I'm like, oh, I got 20 more things to do.
Yeah, no kidding. That's exactly how it's been this week. But
so I did get the Mario set that I managed to find on clearance, the huge one.
Yeah.
I got it for $59. It was a $100 set. Parts out for $225.
Damn.
I got it. I had 2 of them. Got them parted out, and hopefully that link goes there. Let me see.
Works for me.
You know where it is. I forgot a space in there, but go check out Want to Buy a Brick store. Make sure you hit the page for it. So thank him for helping with the channel.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was parting out that Mario set, and it's like 1,000 pieces or something.
Mm-hmm.
And, it took me a while. Like I think there was 11 bags in there. And instead of parting out the figures, well, they're not really minifigures, but they're like built figures.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of parting them out, I ended up building them. And Bowser, I think, was the coolest.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys want to see him, I can take him out. But he's like $36.
If you're putting them in Bricklink for sale, I'd recommend you take them back apart and just put them in a bag of parts, because people actually, we got not a nasty comment, but we actually did the same thing where we put them together and mailed it out together. And the people were like, they sent me just a side email saying they were kind of disappointed. They expected to be able to put it together.
Well, the only problem is they don't come with instructions. So
how do you put it together?
You have to download the Lego app.
Yeah, they can
find the set that it comes from, and then you have to find the bag it comes from, and then you can find the directions to build it.
Can't you go to the website and put them together that way? Don't they have the instructions online for everything?
I don't know. The instructions that go to the app and do it.
Oh, maybe.
Like,
well, yeah, you can go to
the Mario set, so it wants you to link it with all your Mario and stuff.
Well, if they're buying it, you might. I'd take it apart if I were you, but you do what you want. I don't care.
If I could find the instructions and like include it with, I would. But it's kind of a pain.
What's the set number?
Let me see here. Because this is literally the instructions that comes with it. It's 71369. So this is how big of the instructions is.
Log into the internet and figure it out.
A page to show you more crap to buy. And then more things that you should buy. Like collect all 10.
It's more like sales literature than anything.
That's about it. It says if you want the instructions, you got to scan the QR code right there. So
really?
I was like, well, that's dumb. What if somebody doesn't have a computer?
Yeah, you'd be kind of screwed without a computer. I mean, that whole Mario thing is all computer-based anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, go to lego.com. Here, I'll send you. I don't know if I can. If I post a link, can you share it?
I don't know. Here, let me just go there right now. We'll go find these so people know how to find the Mario ones. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, it posted. That link right there takes you to the instructions thing, and then you just punch in the kit number, and then it pulls up the whole PDF right there on their website for every kit ever made. All I gotta know is to know the kit number, and you can download the instructions for anything.
Well, let me type it in here.
Does the link show up on your? Oh yeah, you got it. Okay, building instructions. Yeah, I'd take it apart and stick it in a zippy bag. That way they can put it together. And if they complain, then send them the link. Say, here's the instructions. Don't you want to build it?
Yeah, or just include a little thing with the, print link and stick it in there.
Yeah, put a little label, print a label and put it up right on the bag. Here's the instructions, or a link to the instructions. It's not a bad idea. Brick Outside the Box wants everybody. They're all outside watching TV. They got hooked on this new TV show on Amazon Prime, and they're like binge watching. I forgot what it's called. It's got something to do with. I don't know what the hell it is. I watched a few episodes and it's okay, but I haven't got sucked into it like they have. It's like this thing about comic books and this whole comic book world, and it's actually real, and I don't know. I forgot what it's called. I'll ask Evelyn because she's got her phone on and I can text her.
Well, I watched Borat when it came out the other day. That was hilarious.
I don't know, man. For some reason, that's the one character he does I didn't like. I love Ali G. Ali G's funny as hell. Borat is just kind of obnoxious. I don't like Borat very much. I wish he did more Ali G stuff. That was funny.
So it's got 2 instructions. I wonder which is which.
Probably one's in English and one's not. I don't know. Everyone said the show's called Utopia.
Huh.
It's interesting. I mean, it's worth watching. It's a decent show. It's got a pretty good plot behind it. It kind of ties into the coronavirus crap today stuff. But
well, that's what Borat does too. Apparently, around the world and spread it.
He's got it and given it to everybody. Huh?
Oh yeah, here we go. So let's see. Yeah, so Bowser's number bag 11.
There you go.
I'll have to find it down here. 6, 7. Where's 11? Oh, there's 11. Yeah.
Yeah, that instructions thing is pretty good. I mean, if there's any kit that you've ever wanted and you don't want to go spend the retired pricing for it, I mean, all you got to do is look up the instructions and order the parts.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah. I mean, most of their stuff, if you go over on Bricklink, is over in the sets anyway. I think you can look up most of it and at least get the instructions. You may not be able to get the parts list always, but a lot of that stuff's over there too.
Yeah.
So you haven't been able to inventory anything, hardly, huh? Just those 2 sets?
I got those 2, and then like whenever I have time, I just have some orders to pull. So
yeah, orders been slow this week. Lots of little piddly orders. My daughter said it was probably because of Halloween. Everybody kind of getting ready and doing family crap, which I guess makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm up to 2 orders per day, so I'm making progress.
2 orders a day.
Yeah, it's not one sum anymore. So we're moving up in the world. I did stop by a Walmart. Most of them are cleared out now.
Yeah.
So I did end up getting all the Star Wars sets parted out that I had.
That's good.
I had quite a bit. But yeah, the one Walmart I went to, I got this creator set, the Fairground Carousel. So
that's kind of cool.
On top, $11. So 600 pieces. Oops, that's about it. I mean, they're like cleared out now. I did hear if you haven't checked your Walmarts for poly bags, a lot of Walmarts marked them down to $1. So I did get some Ninjago ones for $1, and then the NASA space station, whatever one it is, the little space dude. I got him a couple of them for $1. But some people were finding some older Minecraft ones. Those were $1, but I couldn't find any of the ones that were available for that price. So.
We went to, well, I didn't go this time. Alex went up to Tampa again yesterday. My father's going up there every I guess once a week now for a little while for some treatment stuff. And so Alex tagged along with him and went back to the Lego store and just raided the pick-a-brick wall. I I had posted some stuff online on Facebook, and I'm in a couple of different Facebook groups for Lego stuff. And one of them's kind of interesting. Is they've got like this pick a brick exchange group where basically anybody that's going to the pick a brick stores for, or the Lego stores for anything, they'll take pictures of all the parts that they have in their pick a brick wall, because they've usually got like the little 48 by 48 charts with all the parts on it. And everybody's been going around taking pictures of the charts, and they list them in the group. And some people are willing, some people aren't, to go back. Next time they go back, if you've got like a list of parts you want, that they'll pick them up for you and ship them to you. So if you can get like a whole pick a brick cup or 10 pick a brick cups of something that you can't get locally, and they've got them in New York or California or Texas, and I'm down here in Florida, you can ask them to go get them. And I had posted our chart. We had 2 charts for our store, and I had like 5 people ask us to go and get some parts for them next time we went. And Alex went yesterday and brought back, I think he bought almost 20 cups of parts, and like 6 of those had to be shipped out to other people. The rest of them were for our stuff for inventory. But yeah, I just walked in there and just wiped out a couple of drawers and parts,
That's cool. Yeah, I think I'm on that Facebook page. It's a Facebook page, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Facebook group.
I think I'm on there.
You look it up. I'll tell you what the name of it is, and actually put a link to it if you guys want to check it out. It's actually kind of cool if you're looking for stuff personally. I mean, you can justify buying some parts from Pick a Brick, even if you're paying shipping, and put them in your store, but you're not going to get $3 or 3 times your price or cost on everything. So you kind of got to be careful, because you can't really tell what you're going to pay in the end, because you don't know, unless you know exactly how many of a particular part fit in a cup. There's no way to calculate the price of what you're going to pay in the end.
Yeah,
and we've got a spreadsheet for a lot of our stuff, and we actually know how many parts we're going to get in a cup a lot of times, so we can kind of calculate out whether it's worth it price wise. Now this one, I don't know why they haven't updated the name of their group. It's just got the group and then that big long number, but that'll take you to the Pick a Brick Wall exchange group, which is kind of cool. It's fun, if you've got a store, or I can see it being a lot more useful for personal building. People that really do buy a lot of Legos for personal use.
Yes.
It's probably, more worth doing if you are buying for your personal self rather than the store. But
I bought for the store before, and like I kept track of every part I got in there, and it's usually they part out for like $70-$80 usually, and you only pay $15 if you get small pieces. If you get the large pieces, you can't really fit that many, so it's hard
exactly.
to say. But
if you stick with like 1x4s and smaller, like 1x4 plates, I don't even know about bricks, but I know 1x4 plates and smaller, even the 1x6s, you can justify 2 to 3 times your cost. So it's not so bad. But if you're gonna buy them and then have them shipped to you, that's gonna, you can figure. We just packed up a couple of them, and a couple people are just getting 1x2 tiles, like entire cups full of tiles, and those are right at 15.5 ounces once they're packed. Mm-hmm. So you can still get them in for like $6 mailed out that way. But if you get 2 of them, you're going to be into a flat rate envelope at least. And the cool thing with a flat rate envelope, you get like 4 Pick a Brick cups in that for what, $7 to $10, whatever it costs now. So it can be worth doing. I mean, the cool thing was they had spiders. They didn't have them yesterday when Alex went, but the week before they had spiders, and they're like 50 cents a piece.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
A whole drawer of spiders for like 6 months, and I think I've sold 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like now would be the time to sell them because it's Halloween.
yeah, Halloween time. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't sold that many. I think we had a couple comments. Steve said he got his microtransaction account finally opened. He says he must have got lucky. Emailed help desk asking for micropayments and got it converted the next day. So that's good. It usually took me 3 tries. He also said there are some buys on Lego Bricks and Pieces website. It's just a ball ache navigating for the parts to find out which ones. So I actually talked to Steve from Brick Freedom and asked him if there was a way he could make a program to take the items that are on Bricks and Pieces and compare them with the 6-month average, and then like tell you which ones are the ones to buy, rather than you going through and comparing them all. So I don't know if he's working on it, but I brought it up to him because that'd be sweet. Because he'd be like, "Oh, let me go get these ones because these ones sell for a bunch."
Yeah.
And they don't take a bunch of your time. So
it's a good idea. Can you buy more than 200 parts at a time on there? Or are you still stuck at 200 parts?
I don't know. I haven't bought from there, but I think it's 200.
I actually went on there and added some stuff to a cart, and it let me add like 500 of 2 different parts to my cart. But I didn't actually buy them. I didn't finish checking out. I just wanted to see if it was going to work, and it let me add 500 of 2 different parts to the cart. But
you know how it only lets you buy 3 sets?
Yeah.
I bought 6 sets, and then it just cancels 3 of your orders.
Oh shit! So they kind of tease
like,
you.
"Oh, I beat the system," and then all of a sudden it says canceled, and I was like, "No." So. Oh yeah. So Doug says he thought of that too.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to know some programming though to get it done. David says only 200 parts per order for bricks and pieces. For pick a brick, you can get more. I don't understand why they have Bricks and Pieces website and then they have pick a brick. Like they're essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
I have 2. Stupid.
You complained all week.
What am I complaining about?
Read it.
Okay. That just come in?
Yeah.
Cool. Just got a big order I didn't even know about because I turned my phone off.
Nice.
It's like $90.
Dang.
Cha-ching.
I have noticed, or at least before, when you could actually go to the pick a brick at the Lego store, if you make a video of what they have, it gets like mad views on YouTube.
Really?
Yes, but I don't know if you could really make a video now because they do it. But
No, Alex is kind of in with our local local Lego store. They're kind of nice. They let him behind the counter, and he was actually helping yesterday, so they were cool. Plus,
No, I wasn't allowed behind the
well,
counter.
you were doing something. Anyway, something else I did see today, I noticed on Facebook, they said that I think it was Syracuse, New York, was letting people start doing their own pick-a-brick stuff again today. They were letting people pick their own parts again today. It's like a trial error or a trial run thing or something to see how it goes. If nobody gets sick or.
they're like, here, write down your name and phone number and address so we can call you in case somebody.
Yeah, right. If everybody starts dying off, we'll let you know.
Bought 1,000.
Whoa! Finally, got rid of some of those. We bought like a box of dark brown or dark tan tiles a while back, and somebody just bought 1,000 of them.
Damn.
That's nice.
That's what that order was. Said you needed games, huh?
Yeah, I should come up with some kind of games and stuff we can play later. Nathan's afraid to turn the games on his computers because it's just gonna like melt everything without having the computer done yet. He's afraid he's gonna start a fire in his basement.
Yeah.
Something I do want you to do, go grab one of those 2 power supplies that are on the rack over there, because those are both the original Dells.
Both of those are bad.
I know. I want to double check. I need to check the plug, because I read somewhere that connector could be proprietary. I might have to find a weird power supply for it.
So I know there's somebody in the chat that that sells only new and has like 500,000 bricks. I don't remember if it's David or Doug. Which one of you sells only new and has a huge store? We got 28 people watching tonight. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Looks like a standard 20 pin to me.
24 standard. It's 24. So.
Oh, Doug doesn't know. Oh, it's David. Okay.
We're bored on the computer. See how many.
So, David, you just do new, or you just do? Oh, you got over 700,000 parts today.
Damn.
Yeah. And that's all new, right, David?
That's a healthy quantity.
Calico says their pick-a-brick wall has been closed for 6 to 7 months.
Completely closed? I
That's
wonder
great.
why. You're too lazy to pick them for you? 99% new.
Oh, Sean is new too? I thought you had used. How do you know all these used parts if you're all new?
Yeah, really. He must actually build stuff with them. Was what it is. He knows the parts because he's working with them.
David's all new.
His computer has that same problem.
Okay, good. Well, then we shouldn't have any problem getting a power supply because 24 pin is standard.
All right, well, David and Sean, this question's for you then. David has 2,000 pounds of used in his own collection.
Whoa, you go, boy.
What are you collecting for?
You're getting there.
God damn, that's a lot for your personal stash, let me tell you.
You're getting there.
It's gonna hit
Got about
when he hits 1 million new parts. He'll list those. That's crazy. So this is the question I got for you guys. So if I wanted to go full time and sell just new, how much space would I need, and how would I get that amount of new inventory? Because obviously going to Walmart, it's not going to give me that much new inventory.
I'll tell you, I mean, I don't know what he's going to say, but I've talked to a couple of big stores that had like 1 million plus parts.
Yep.
Dude, they're dumping, I kid you not, they're dumping like $50,000 at a clip into one kit and buying 200-300 of one kit at a time to get their inventory up like that.
But where would you even get like 200 to 300 new ones?
Just order them. Call Lego and you get a wholesale account.
Oh, that's terrible.
You become the sword.
Yeah. They just sent up a picture of the Syracuse Pick-a-Brick store probably because they'd watching the video and heard about it. Yeah, I saw it. Hey, Alex. Good happen.
No.
So David says, how much do you need to go full time? So I would probably have to make, let's see, probably like $4,000 a month.
That's one.
Sean says minimum 15 by 20. Ideal is better. I also buy stuff at 2 times. So I have a big garage, which has lots of wall space that I could put a lot of bins in there.
Yeah.
Rather than taking over more of the house.
You're not going to need those little drawers. You're going to wind up switching over to shoe boxes if you're going to do that kind of bulk and quantity. You're going to have to. Those little drawers wouldn't cut it.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Steve says you can partner Lego as a wholesaler. All you need to prove is business details and your outlet.
Yeah, at that point, you can actually literally buy like pallets of kits. I've seen them.
When you're dealing with bulk, you're dealing with that.
And that's just one. We got like 2 or 3 bags like this. And this is just those little 1x1 corbels, and they take up like a whole gallon bag. That was just a couple pick-a-brick cups. That's nothing.
David says I can fit probably 1 million parts on a 12 by 12 space and be able to pick quickly and efficiently.
12 by 12?
That's like
that's like a regular bedroom size. That's not too bad.
Huh.
1 million parts? And no, not even. Dude, we've got a 12 by 36 room back here, and what do we got here? Right, 200,000. How much could if we actually finished the whole room just like it is now?
If we did it like that, so it was efficient, we could fit
probably 1.5 million in here. Yeah. This is a big ass room. We could probably only do 1.5 million in here. But then again, we do have like a 20-foot table down the middle of the room, so that's eating up a lot of space. I guess if you got rid of the table and did something where you had racks going this way and double-sided them, you could do.
No,
you could
double
probably do three
double racks down the middle, racks on each wall. You could quadruple what we have.
Easy. So we could probably get 3 million in here, I guess. So yeah, I guess 12 by 12 you really could. That's about a third of our room.
But it would just be storage.
Yeah, I mean that if you got a 12 by 12, that would be.
Are you talking Sterilite drawers like this, David? But like you just have them stacked from floor to ceiling? Is that what you're talking about?
Probably the bigger ones.
Oh yeah, those really big ones?
David says, yeah, those little ones probably.
He says, yeah, those ones.
Yeah.
That makes sense. They're kind of like medium-sized.
For doing the large bulk, those would be good for like one part only. But if you start getting into going like the pick a brick wall and buying 4 or 5 cups of a part, you're going to wind up going up to one of these.
Yeah, it just depends on how he does it. If he's ordering 20 or 40 kits at a time of one kit and then parting that out, that's not a lot of parts. I mean, if each kit's only got 2 or 3 of one part, you're still only talking about 100, 120 little parts. So it's not going to eat up a lot of room.
That's half of a pick a brick cup easy.
Yeah, David, I can send you the. Hold on. I'll post the link to here if anyone wants to show us their store. Let me find it.
Yeah, if they can you guys can pull up the Stream app right on your cell phones and walk around and actually like show the whole store just right from your phone. It's pretty simple.
David, if you just enter that URL in either on your phone or in your computer, if you have a webcam, however you want to do it, it will link you right to this. You just put your username and then I'll add you to the thing. It's real easy.
Everybody's like, yeah.
I always like to everybody else.
David, is your stuff in your house? Is it you're actually using like a 12 by 12 room, or what kind of space are you using up?
Sean has parts all over the place.
we did too. We went through the whole house this week and cleaned up all the miscellaneous cups and boxes and bags. We had shit everywhere, man. It was crazy.
Yep.
We still got crap everywhere, but it's a hell of a lot more organized than it was.
Probably had 50 pounds of stashed parts.
Yeah, we figured we had about 50 pounds of shit just laying out all over the place in boxes and bags that kind of got put away and reorganized. And half the stuff still isn't even in inventory. It's just stuff laying all over the place.
Yeah, I still got like 10 different sets I gotta add. Oh, here's David. Let's welcome David here.
All right.
What's up, David?
How's it going?
Good.
All right, I'm gonna make your screen big so we can all see it.
All
Go
right.
for it. You can show us around.
Okay, so this is 12 by 12 space, maybe a little bit more. It's a bedroom. And let me see here. I have stack-ons along 3 sides of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
One. 2, and 3.
Nice.
Yeah, these are from Menards. They're the same brand that Pops uses, but he uses the metal ones. These are the plastic ones.
Yep.
And they go from 1 to 60. And you can see it's by letter from 1 to 240.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And these are the drawers that I use, this Sterilite drawers.
Can you even get those Sterilite drawers anymore? Some of them have been harder to find, those skinny ones.
These have been impossible to find for 4 months.
That's what I thought.
And now they're showing up on Walmart. You can get them at Home Depot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But they're a little different. They look like this. Look like these here.
Yeah, that's the one, our bigger one. We've got ones that look like that came from Target that look similar to that one.
Yeah, this one is from Target years ago. Okay. And these are the ones you can get now, Walmart and Home Depot.
Okay.
And this is how it works. I have everything organized like that.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty nice. Where are the little cardboard things from?
These are food trays I get from Sam's, or 3-pound trays. You can just peel these off, fold them, and you can tape them so they're more square like this.
Oh, that's a good idea. Shit.
Huh, and they cost like $1.50 per piece.
Then you just trim off the tops if they don't fit quite right.
Oh, you don't have to trim; they're fine.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Very resourceful.
This is why I like this whole network of sellers, because we get to see other people's.
And then Dixie cups too. Is all
that's awesome.
That is awesome for minifigure stuff. That's a good idea.
But yeah, so I have the table here.
Oh, that's nice.
This is just all the drawers.
Yep.
And then I've got just a really thin piece of wood to go on top as a tabletop. And this is where I'm parting out all this sets.
Wow. Now, do you have a wholesale account with Lego that you're buying bulk?
No. I don't think you can get those. It's not that easy. Most people can't. They have to go through like a third party or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said before, I had a guy who was getting pallets, and he would get overstocked Walmart Lego sets, and he would sell them to me for 50%
that's good.
of Walmart retail.
Yeah.
So I start off with, I probably got like 400 or 500 sets from him before I even parted them out, because I was just collecting them. And eventually, my main business, I have my own business, and because of COVID, I had no work. So I decided to open up the Lego store. And I started parting sets out in June 12th, and I opened the store end of July 17th, actually. And I had about 230 parts when I opened.
Damn.
Yeah. That was 3 months ago.
And you have to start looking again soon.
I have these.
Oh, yeah, you still got inventory to go.
Yeah. And let me see here. I'll show you from the other end. Keep this light. Yeah.
Okay, he's got plans.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you another part. So what I had in the other room.
Whoa.
This is another room, and what I showed you, if they don't fit in those drawers anymore, I don't move them out. I actually have an overflow. So like 1 of 4. So in the drawers, label 1 to 4, the bigger drawers. If they don't fit in there, they go in here.
Yeah, that's what we're doing too. We got too many of one brick. You can't fit it in whatever the standard container is. Just put it in a bag and stuff in a bigger drawer so you can restock your other ones later. Yeah,
and these I just designed. It's quick access. These are Costco boxes. Pull them out, and then Ziploc with sliders.
But I do this that way when I'm picking an order or even parting out a set, I can put the parts away real quick. I don't have to run back here and put it in these bigger bags.
Mm.
And then if I'm picking something, people don't usually order a lot from me. Usually just a few parts, a few pieces. So I don't need that much at one time.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, what are you doing as far as? I mean, obviously you've still got a lot of stock. Is this your
I got part those out,
or is this stuff that's going into inventory?
Some of these, like these, are going to inventory. The Diagon Alleys are going to inventory, to the store, and I have my personal collection there. So
okay,
yeah,
that's cool. Are you still looking to buy inventory? Or are you just trying to go through all the stuff you currently have still?
Pretty much going to keep going. I'm trying to hit 1 million parts.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you running into the same problem with everybody else trying to hit up the Walmarts and Targets and everything being bought out, or?
No, I'm going to try a different strategy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let me show you my used section that I'm going to be listing soon.
You got a second room for you stuff. Huh? Nice.
This is the basement. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. So that's
Dedicated a whole house.
Yeah,
to
your whole house.
no. This is the stuff that you got. Brick Slingers, the narrow ones from Target.
Yep.
So you can pop the lid, and just stack them, however high you want.
Yeah, I figured you could probably do that.
And then I have fits 9 here, and these are the wider ones that I had upstairs.
Okay.
Damn, dude.
And then that's the other hallway.
Shit! Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, it's shaking.
That's crazy.
So.
That's
and I have all these stack-ons I'm trying to get rid of. So don't know if anyone wants them.
That's funny. Somebody will hit you up, I'm sure. Dean wants to know, how much are you selling a month?
How much? Okay, so I'm gonna go back upstairs. Give me a sec.
That's impressive.
That is impressive. Good for you. And you've done all that in just a few months?
That's crazy.
Damn,
Makes me feel a little inferior.
Yeah, we're over here slacking, taking a whole year to build our store up.
Where'd he go? He disappeared.
He'll come back, I'm sure.
He'll come back.
Yeah, just click the link again. It'll go back. Yeah, that's a hell of a little layout.
He's got a big store there. Here we go. He's back.
We're at a measly 200,000. I feel like so inadequate now.
All right, so everyone likes your store. They want to know how many sales you get a month and how much dollar amount in sales.
Okay, so let me look this up.
And also, Sean says, "What's up with all the peanut butter boxes?"
Okay. The Jiffy boxes? Yeah.
DJ is probably right.
Well, it's for just organizing stuff. I have poly bags in here. These can go on the shelf. I am thinking about using this to put my store. Like, I just need to put one divider in the middle, and I can put a bunch of zip bags in here for lots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was just something I was testing out. Okay, so sales, let me see here. I opened up July 17th. Yeah, the first month I did less than 2,000. It was like 1,800. Second month, let's see, August, I did about 2,000, so not that great. And then, actually no, second month I did 2,700. And then September, last month I did well. It was $5,500.
Nice.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah, that's a good number. Damn. Now, you said you were doing something else. You had your own business before this. What were you doing prior to Legos?
I am a balloon artist. So,
no shit.
Yeah, Balloon Bender Dave is my name. I have a website.
That's cool.
And of course, with all the events being canceled, you can't have large group events.
Right.
So basically,
all that just came to a screeching halt on you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I think your Lego business will definitely get you by. You have quite a bit.
Yes, but I've invested quite a lot too. So
yeah,
the reason I was able to build it so big was because I was able to buy a lot of sets.
Yep.
And that's what I would like. One reason I want to come on here and show the setup is also just for all the stores out there. I recommend going as big as you can, because the whole reason I started the store was so I can make it big. I saw these other stores that were selling at a really high price, but they were still making a lot of sales because they were really big.
Yeah.
Because they had all the lots.
Yeah.
And I wanted to test that out. So when I opened my store at 230,000 parts, I just had average pricing.
Yep.
And I had like 12 sales my first weekend. And I had a minimum of $50 per order. So, and I've been increasing my pricing just to give me more time to grow the store so I can part out sets.
Yep.
And I've had it at 4 times average pricing at one point. Cool. And I was still getting sales, like 1 a day.
Yeah, I've heard
that's the work you got to do then. That's pretty good.
And now I do 3 times pricing. Well, I've been at 3 times pricing for over a month. So last month, my sales of 5,500, that's all been at 3 times the average pricing.
Dang.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's fine. It's not a big, because I offer free shipping, and I usually ship within like an hour if I'm home.
Yeah.
And usually people can get everything there, so they don't have to go elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I mean, I like to bring my pricing down to probably just 50% more than average pricing. But if I do that, I probably won't be able to grow my store.
Yeah, you get swamped and you'll just sell everything.
And yeah, so if I see a lot that sells out, I know it's a popular lot or whatever. I'll look at the stats, and then I'll go to Bricks and Pieces and buy a whole bunch if their prices are lower than the average.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a good strategy for anyone who wants to restock, especially gray parts, light gray, or light bluish gray, dark bluish gray.
Very cool, man.
Yeah, so if you want to go full time, I'd recommend growing to as big a store as you can. You can put a center aisle with like the drawers that I use here, and you should be able to fit. You should be able to fit a lot with those. Yeah, and you can probably get to $500,000 pretty easily. And for sure, with $500,000, you can do 4,000 a month.
Okay.
Depending on your pricing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of investment
you said
you really had invested as far as the initial, before you actually open the store? How much do you think you really have invested in your collection?
Oh, a lot. Definitely over 5 figures. So
really,
yeah, not 6 figures yet, but
the high fives.
Dang.
Yeah. No, not quite high fives. I mean, when I first started, I had been collecting for 2 years now.
You think you got 50 grand invested?
I would say so. Yeah, for sure. But I've sold, so I'm. That's my own personal collection,
Right.
So I have. You saw like in my other rooms. So the store stuff, I actually have a lot less invested in the store stuff.
That's what I meant. The stuff that's actually that you're putting up for sale, not the stuff you're going to keep. How much do you think you have invested in the parts that are for sale or going up for sale?
Oh, I don't know. I still haven't put in all the numbers. I've just been buying them.
Okay.
And
I don't keep
kind of
track.
Yeah, kind of like you, right?
Yeah. It's like just keep buying. Who cares?
Yeah. But I mean, I have the receipts. So I can one day I'll sit down and put it all in if I need to for taxes. But at this point, I just only pull a few out, and I'll basically be in the red, so I don't owe any taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm hoping my balloon business picks up, and I can make this like a very part-time side gig, or even hire some employees to pick the orders and part out more sets.
Yeah.
But my goal is, because I had a lot of free time, just to get the store to 1 million parts. Once it's that big, then it kind of just flows on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Well, that's crazy. Thanks for showing us your store. That definitely makes lots of sense of how you can make room of not a lot of room.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, and the key is speed, right? I could put all these in bags and fit maybe even double the amount, if I do big bends, but it just takes longer to pick. But something like this, I can reach in and grab, 4 pieces, and then grab another one, grab some pieces, stuff like that.
Very nice.
Well, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I put a link to your store in the chat so people can go check it out.
Okay.
Make you do some work.
Yeah, right. Put them to work, people.
Brick Warehouse says you must be parting out 10,000 parts a day to grow that quickly. Are you doing this yourself by hand, or any tips you're willing to share to parting out that quickly?
Yeah, I got it down pretty quickly, and my wife helps me. So it's kind of 2 of us doing it a lot. At the beginning, we probably did 50 hours a week of parting out sets. That's how we grew. We grew about 200,000 parts a month. So, and then now this past month, we only did 100,000 parts. Probably a little more because we had sales. So, after the sales is 100,000 parts.
Yep.
It's that startup mentality. It's like, we're going to kill ourselves and get this done. I don't care how much time we got to put into it. Let's get it done. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm starting to feel feel it and getting up with out. Yeah. So it's like some days I'm like, I don't want to part anything. But the key is a lot of sets for sure. You don't want to part 2 or 3 sets. You want to part out 8 sets to 10 sets.
I heard rule of thumb was kind of like, if you could get 7 to 10 as your minimum, that it makes sense.
Yeah, but I might change that strategy because I'm going to eventually run out of room, and I'll probably just buy 2 or 3 sets, and I would actually like to buy every single set that comes out. Just 2 or 3, part them out in the store. Because they usually all part out for 1.5 to 2. Yeah, get your lot count, and also I'll have every single minifigure that's out, and I can just put a higher price on it, and eventually when they retire, people may buy them. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I personally
parts. So.
Yeah, I personally want to collect every single minifigure, so that's going to be part of my strategy too for my own collection.
Very cool. Well, appreciate you sharing everything with us, man. That's really cool. It's nice seeing other people's stores. I mean, this is exactly how we started, and I met with Nathan. It was kind of cool because it's just different. Everybody's got different ideas, different theories on how to do it, different solutions for problems. And I saw some stuff there. It's like, hey, that's a good idea. We should try that. It can't hurt.
Yeah, James. I liked how you guys do your setup. That's how I want to do mine. Actually, that's how I have my used store.
Yeah.
I have everything sorted by the shape. Of course, not by color, but by shape. And then they were all in those drawers. Yeah. But when I started my store, before I started, I watched you guys, Trick a Brick, and I think Just a Brick in the Bucket. They were the main YouTubers I watched. And that gave me the idea of using the stack-ons and how to part them out pretty quickly, just pop them in drawers and the barcode scanners and everything.
Yep.
And that's kind of what I stuck with. And I found that works well up to a certain point. Now, as I'm parting out sets, I got to put them away. and that takes a lot more time as the store grows bigger. You know, I got to find every single location.
Yeah, stuff's all over the place at that point.
Yeah. So if I'm parting out a set with 300 lots, I'm probably only going to get 30 new lots from it.
Yeah.
So I got, for 270 of those lots, I got to put them away. And if they don't fit in the drawers, I got to move them, or I got to put them in overflow. So that's what takes up a lot of the time. The key is to speed that up. And I'm trying to figure out ways to do it.
That's why I like our store being sorted more by category than color.
Exactly.
Granted, everything's by color so that it's easy for Evelyn to just know where all the colors are on the wall. But every one of our totes is actually a category. And that has started to work in our favor way more than just by color.
Yeah, because a lot of times we'll get orders where people are buying, say they're getting 20 lines of dark blue gray parts, but it's 1 by 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, 1 by 5, and they're all in one container. You just open it up and pick out 10 of their parts all from one box rather than going around 10 different places, pulling from 10 different drawers. So efficiency-wise, we found that to be pretty nice when you're getting bigger orders, because
and when you're putting it away.
Yeah, and putting it away, because if you're sorting by color and then part type and then part, they're all going in one spot. So that was one of the reasons we tried doing it that way. And it seemed in the very beginning, it was like we noticed after selling out of something, it's like, well, shit, we got this whole tote that's completely empty now because we sold out of all these parts. But in the process of selling them, you know where they always are. You don't have to go looking around and figure out what drawer something's in or what, that.
Because we don't condense at all. When something sells out, the placeholder stays.
Yeah.
Okay.
We leave the tote completely empty until we get more dark blue gray, and then we fill it back up.
Do you have overflow for those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're all down here now.
So you still have overflow. Okay.
Yeah, we still have
that
to have
works.
some. Yeah, because you just don't know how much of something you're going to get. Like right now, what Alex wound up doing is taking 2 bigger Sterilite drawers and putting them on the floor underneath the rack where all the totes are. So if you've got
just happen to fit.
Yeah, so if you've got dark blue gray, all your totes here, what's on the floor will be the dark blue gray overflow.
These are the only parts that will wind up staying. Where's the camera? There it is. That will wind up staying in Ziploc bags because there's always so little of it, or the overflow is so large it takes up the whole drawer anyway.
Or the parts are so big. If you got like a boat haul, where are you going to put a boat haul?
Yeah,
it's not fit in any
where are you
drawer.
going to stick 16 by 32 plates?
Yeah, it's like you got a whole bag of these plates. What drawer are you going to put those in? So we wound up just putting 2 Sterilite drawers right on the floor underneath the whole stack of totes. And that's where the dark blue gray is. And next to that can be black. And then next to that can be blue. So you've got 2 or 3 drawers of each color. And all the big quantity or big sized parts can go in there as, the overflow right by the same color. So you're not looking around for stuff.
Evelyn got tired of walking back and forth.
Yeah, because we had them all those totes over here on this side of the room. All the Sterilite drawers are over to the right, and then all the stuff on the rack back here has all the other parts in it. And she would go back and forth if we had overflow or she needed a high quantity of something. She'd wind up having to come over here to get it. But now that he's moved some of the Sterilite drawers to the floor, it's a little pain in the ass to get to right on the floor, but at least they're all in one spot now. So you're not kind of walking around the room looking for stuff anymore. So how do you handle when you get more of a piece? Well, it depends on how much more of a part we get. A lot of times by the time we get back around to filling one of our totes, which we call a little toolbox thing to have over there, if we've sold out of a lot of stuff, that's what winds up happening is we usually kind of get to the point where we're almost selling out of parts before we get that cycle of inventory back in again. Because it's taking us, we're doing
right now, we're doing 600.
Yeah, we're doing 600 pounds of parts all at one time. And that's right now we've got two 45-pound totes behind us of just black that has to be sorted. And we just went through the light blue gray, which is another 100 pounds of light blue gray. Then you've got 100 pounds of white. It's just such huge quantities. It takes quite a bit of time to go through that. And a lot of times, by the time we get around to having sorted more stuff and putting it back into the drawers or totes or whatever, a lot of it's already sold out. So the thing is usually by the time we get to it, and if not, if we have more parts than will fit, we'll either pull a divider out to make that spot bigger to allow more room for the parts in that tote if there's room.
I don't think we've actually ever shown the insides in detail.
Yeah, grab one of the newer ones that we've done. We've kind of gone through and reorganized some of the totes a little bit and re-laid out how we're putting the parts in them. But if it's, say if we've got 500 2x4 bricks, obviously they're not going to fit in anything. And that's what goes into the storage underneath that color. So if we got a whole bunch of dark blue gray bricks that come in, and we're going through dark blue gray right now. Yeah, and here's a good example of like just the plates. And this, if here, I'll show you what it is first. I don't want to tilt it too much. It'll fall out.
Yeah.
Let's say we get 3 times that in the 2x4 tile or 2x4 plates. Say we get another 500 line 2x4 plates. We'll either pull a divider out and shift them over. And when we run into that problem with 2 or 3 parts, we say, well, the hell with it. We'll just add another tote. Yeah, and then this will become the spot for the 2x4s, 2x3s, 2x2s. It's like, who cares? You just make a little bit more room to allow for whatever parts you're adding to it, and you just add one more tote on the rack. I mean, that was kind of the idea, is that rack is never-endingly expandable. Just add another box. I mean, it only takes up 2.5 inches, and we got probably 1,500 parts in there. So as it grows, go ahead.
Yeah, my ideal setup would be something like that, but in the Sterilite drawers, so then you can pull them out and have access to it. As you pull, you have a cart, you go through, you pull it out, grab the parts you need, push the drawer back in, and maybe have the drawers at a level where you don't have to bend down or reach too high, kind of like how Chris does at Great Brick Lab.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then put the overflow underneath and above. You have these really tall shelves. I think that would be the ideal setup.
That would be nice,
So
but
yeah.
you'd wind up limiting yourself because if you're only talking about using 2 feet, you're wasting 5 or 6 feet. That's the problem.
Right, yeah.
I thought
you just use more space but you have more, you can pick faster, you can put away parts faster.
True.
And time is money, so.
It is. I mean, for what we do, it's not bad because a lot of times you're not pulling the tote out for 1 part. You're pulling it out for 5 or 6 parts because you got 2x2s, 2x3s, 4s, 6s. And a lot of times when people, as far as our orders, a lot of times we've got people buying, 10 different line items in that color or that plate or that brick. So it's usually not selling just like 1x1 brick and then a 1x1 plate. Usually selling like 3 or 4 different size bricks and are all in the same spot, so it works out pretty good most of the time. In the very beginning, one of the ideas that we had was, and I still today think it would be the perfect solution, but I don't think any store on here can justify the cost, is like really big old school drafting table drawers, like 24 by 36 flat drawers where you can put 200 cups in that one drawer and pull that drawer out, and that's everything black or everything white. And you just go through and pick everything you need out of it. Either that or
everything plates.
Right. Or the ones they've got at like Home Depot for the nuts and bolts. Those big steel drawers are nice, but they are like crazy expensive. Like each stack is $1,500.
Wow. You
just can't justify the price of the drawers to do it that way. But that would be like probably one of the perfect solutions because it's like your stack-ons on steroids, and you could go 24 inches deep or 12 inches deep, however deep you want on the different size drawers, but they're so cost prohibitive to do it that way. I don't know how you could, it'd probably cost you, I bet it cost you $50,000 just to line a room with those drawers, and this, if you just got money to throw away, then you're not going to be doing this anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, another thing I thought of when you were talking about how you have your setup is that when you put it by category, by color, it makes it easy when you pick and pack. So if you have a big order, you can pick everything and they're all the same color or the same category. Then you pack them in a bag.
Right.
I'm finding with my setup, if I go in order, they're not all by a category.
Right.
And if I have a huge order, it makes it really difficult to pack the pieces within that same category.
Yeah.
So what I end up doing is I don't even go by order. I have the pick sheet sorted by category, and I'm just jumping all over the place. And I find that still saves me time because when I'm packing, I'm not, because I double check everything too.
Yeah, so do we. Yeah, we double count it. I would think for anybody that has stack-on drawers with numbers, you're using that number system in Bricklink, right? You got your notes where you've got your drawer number in there. I would think anybody doing a stack-on system would want to go by drawer order, just so you're walking around your store once.
Yeah.
Jumping around. Yeah. I think that's probably one of the main differences between the new and the used, I think, because you're going to have, obviously you've got a very big store with a huge lot count for new parts. I don't think most of the people have a store quite that big yet, but the problem, I think not really a problem, but the difference between you and us is our lot count will always be high. Well, you've got used stuff too, but if you were just new bricks, I'd say your new store and your used store, two different systems probably, because your new store, your new parts store is never going to hit the kind of lot level that your used store will, because there's only so many parts currently being produced by Lego.
Yeah, there's 6 you won't get today.
This is just a stupid example, but this is one of those stupid dice, but you'll never see that again in a new. So those 6 pieces, you'll never need to put them in your inventory. Where the used stuff, the lot counts are ridiculous, and the organization, I think, has to be a little bit different just because there's so many more parts.
Well, I could still buy retired sets, part those out.
But they're going to cost more than they're worth to do that, probably.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I buy out someone's collection, they have used stuff, and I decide to part them out instead or something. I have some parts that have been retired 10 years ago, just from old sets that aren't worth anything, but I decide to part them out.
Yeah, but I think most of the new stores where everybody's hitting Walmart and Target, and they're all getting the same parts, but you're limited to, I don't know what, 20,000 lots at the most that Lego's currently producing, whereas working with used parts, you're talking 85,000 possible lots. So the difference is massive between what the storage could be if you ever maxed out everything at some point. So that's why we kind of went with this system back here, is just to keep it as organized, no matter how many more black plates we run across or modified bricks, or it doesn't matter. It's just one more little slot in a box, rather than having to find a drawer for it somewhere, or reorganizing, or putting it on the other end of the room, which I just didn't like. I mean, I give everybody credit that's doing it. Either way, it's a shit ton of work, no matter how you do it.
That's a good question.
And what's this question?
Brick's Warehouse. It's directed to David.
Okay, he's got a question for David.
I typed in the chat. I haven't gotten a warning yet from Lego. I have gotten warnings from the Lego store not to buy so much. The physical Lego store. They told me, sorry, we can't sell you that many because we're trying to let, and, we know you came in last time and bought a lot of stuff. And,
That's funny.
Yeah. I'm trying to buy the newest stuff and use their promotions. So last time I went, they had the double VIP points, and they gave that free small set. Well, actually, it's a decent size set, the robot thing. And then they also had another one that was an in-store promotion.
The poly bag.
Yeah, the poly bag. So if you spend $100, you get it's basically 10% VIP points, 10% cash back. And the poly bag parts out probably $6 or something. and then that set, they just got the inventory on Bricklink. It parts out for $39.
Wow.
So if you had, they don't have that set anymore online if you go lego.com. But if you had taken advantage of the promotions, it's almost a 50% off kind of sale on Lego.
Yeah, that's actually
for $100 you get $50 worth of free stuff and whatever you paid for the $100.
Yeah, Alex picked up 3 of those. Mine
got 5.
You got 5 of those.
5 of those and 9 poly bags.
9 poly bags. Yeah, that's pretty good.
They wouldn't let me have more than 2 when I went there.
Really?
Yeah.
We spent we were under $300 yesterday, but you went over $300 on purpose just to get the 3rd kit, the extra poly bag out of the deal. They let us get 3.
Yeah, they said they were limiting it to 1 per family, but they said they could get me 2. That's it. So
they must have been getting low on them or something.
Yeah.
Well, then you just leave and then come back and then get 2 more.
Well, they recognized me, so it's like I ended up going on Lego.com to buy what I wanted.
Our store had an entire shelving spot still full of them, so they were giving away to anybody who had over $100 order.
Nice.
And you could get multiple ones, huh? Like if you have a $300 order, they'll give you 3.
Our store's only rule is your purchase. In order to get multiples, your purchase has to be able to be split at multiples of 100. If you go in and buy Diagon Alley, for example, that's a $300 or $400 kit. If you buy that, you're only going to get 1 set. But if you go buy 20 pick-a-brick cups, that is easily split up to $100 orders.
If they could have put it on 3 separate receipts, then they will. But if it's only one big item, then you can't.
Can you do Diagon Alley and 4 poly bags, and that's $400 and 4 different things? Will they give you 4?
I don't think so, because that one item pushes that $400 button.
Yeah. Whatever it is has to be divisible by 100 and be able to put on 3 separate receipts to get
be able to put on 3. That's the key. You got to put on 3.
Which I guess makes sense for
you can just leave and come back and make 3 cookies.
Yeah, I mean, come back the next. I mean, unfortunately for us, it's like 2.5 hour drive to get up to our store, so we don't go very often.
I'm gonna start going to Fort Lauderdale. It's close.
Yeah, we should. We've got 3 or 4 stores over in the Fort Lauderdale, Miami area, and I'm thinking about going that way and checking those out. But
well, I have Mall of America 15 minutes away, and I never go there.
You should, man. It's a good place to stock up on small parts.
Yeah, but it's the Mall of America, so it's always busy.
Yeah,
it's longer to find parking than it would to go to the Lego store.
But when you walk into the Lego store, you walk out with $200 worth of cups. You put it in your inventory, and it's worth 8 times that if you're smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
depends on the part.
Yeah, it really does. Like one guy wanted door frames, and you're not gonna fit door frames in a cup. I don't care how hard you try.
Yeah.
Yeah, those 2x4 by 5 door frames. I mean, what are you gonna get? 30 of those in a cup at best, you know? But Doughboy wants to know how long it took to get into the Lego store. Nothing, just walk in the door, man. Everything down here in Florida is pretty much open. We got rid of all that COVID shit. We're not scared of that shit.
Masks aren't even made.
Yeah, you don't even need masks down here anymore. Once in a while, you got a couple of restaurants where they're being pansies about it, but.
Oh man, they don't let you go anywhere here without a mask.
In Florida, man, we don't give a shit.
People be wearing masks outside, and it's like, really? Like,
all the old people down here are ready to die. That's what they came here for. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, a friend of mine, he moved from New York City to Naples because of the mask mandate in New York.
Because of the mask mandate?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. David, what state are you in?
I'm in Ohio.
Ohio. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cool. So it's cold, but not snowing here.
Yeah.
Naples is close. That's only about an hour south of us.
Who's that? Somebody says they're coming. Coming to Florida. I can't read who the name is.
Tribe Outside. Coming to Florida next month.
Jason,
might be pop in there. Cool. Jacksonville's pretty far from us. That's up in the
very north end.
Yeah, it's the north end of Florida. We're probably about.
That's northeast.
I bet you we're
southwest.
4 to 5 hours south of that at least.
Yep. And on the other coast.
No, Jacksonville's on
the East Coast.
I think it's in the Panhandle.
No.
I don't know.
Jacksonville
Florida.
and St. Augustine are very close to each other.
I've never gone to Jacksonville, so I don't know where the hell it is. Oh, he says he used to be a deputy sheriff for Collier County. Cool.
Not very far from us.
No, that's very close.
Nice.
We got a badass sheriff down here in Florida. I forgot what county he is. Evelyn, what county is that cop, the sheriff? I think it's Polk County. Holy shit! You want to see a hard ass police department? Go on YouTube, type in Polk County Sheriff, and watch some of his little videos. His answer to gun control is everybody should have one, and when you shoot somebody, you shoot them a lot.
I think I've seen his videos.
That dude,
that's how everyone should be.
Ass. He's like, everybody needs a gun, and when you're going to shoot somebody, shoot them a lot. He's like, it's like that was his legit, like, public broadcasting announcement thing when he was talking about guns down here in Florida. He's like, Antifa, you guys want to come down here? Okay, but I don't recommend it.
So I'm looking up those drawers. It looks like Home Depot is the cheapest. You get like 6 for $85.
Yep. I ordered 16 of those a couple weeks ago.
And free shipping at Home Depot or no?
Yes. Oh no, it's not free shipping. It cost like, I forgot, $50 to ship it, so it wasn't much.
Oh, that ain't bad for that many.
Sterilite drawers he's talking about?
Or you can do free pickup. But I can't pick up 16 of those, so I had them ship it. Yeah, because it's one box, and it's 2 boxes. Each box fits 3 of those.
Oh.
Yeah. Walmart used to sell them 2 of them for $22.
Yeah, I think they now have 2 for $33.
Yeah, that's
$15, but they only had 1. So
if you go to a physical Walmart, they might have them for $12.99, for $13 each.
Which drawers are you talking about? The ones under your desk?
The ones I use, the wide,
the wide ones.
Okay, yeah.
They're 3 drawers per unit.
I would think Target would have some cheap ones because we've been buying the thicker drawers, and they're 3 drawers for $10.
Oh yeah, the bigger ones are cheap.
I've been
smaller ones. The smaller it goes, the more expensive it gets. It seems.
I'll shop around. I'm really good at finding shit cheap. Really good at it. I'll look around and see if I can find a good deal somewhere.
Well, I'm sure David knows because he's only bought like 1 million of them.
Yeah, the
other idea I had.
Yeah, well, Meyer has them too.
Go ahead.
If you have a Meyer has them too. If you have a Meyer.
We don't have those.
Okay.
The other thing I was thinking is, which is probably what the guy that you were buying all yours from, buying bulk pallets online. There's a bunch of different sites, and they give you the whole inventory of what's on the pallet. So if you buy a toy pallet, it will have a bunch of Lego and like other stuff on it.
The guy had he didn't do that. He had a connection in the liquidation warehouse that would set aside pallets of just Lego and like tools, and give him like a private link to the auction.
Oh damn! Like,
so I have no access to that. I've looked at liquidation sites, and the toy ones that have Lego, usually they're crap. It's usually open box and
stuff, which you would have to
a bunch of other stuff, and that's why I prefer paying 50% of retail to just get Lego rather than paying 20% of retail but getting a bunch of other stuff as well.
Yeah, because then you got to get rid of all the other stuff. So
yeah,
that makes sense. I was watching one that had probably like 15 sets on it, but it must have sold and I missed it because you don't find it again. 15
sets is pretty good. I haven't seen that many in one.
Yeah, usually they're only a couple and then it's not worth it. But
yeah.
What have you
But
been
what you can do is if you go on Facebook or Craigslist and just look every day, and you'll see some people selling new sets really cheap. And you make connections with those people, and you'll probably find out that they get pallets. And if you build up a relationship, then you can just say, I'll buy everything you have in one go, and they'll contact you first. I found a couple other people that do pallets too, but they did not get consistent purchases, so I couldn't get that much from them.
Okay.
But that's something to look out for.
Yeah, that's definitely a good tip.
Bad idea.
Because I bought out all my Walmarts. I don't have any more clearance, though.
That's cool. So what do you do for all your used stuff? Where are you picking that up? Just miscellaneous stuff, or?
Oh, I got a ton from Facebook, from Craigslist, from eBay.
Yeah.
And I was getting them around $3 to $5 a pound. So kind of same as you guys.
Yeah.
And I've sorted over 2,000 pounds into the category. They were all sorted in those drawers by category.
Right.
And I'm kind of done with that. I don't want to do that anymore. So that's why I didn't need it.
Together color-wise?
No, see, I don't like the color. I like the shape. So everything of that exact same shape is in the drawer or in a tray.
So you've got all your colors mixed together, just one
drawer.
But
if I need 3 black pieces, I can grab them really easily. I mean, it doesn't take me any time. I think that's how Sean does his store.
Yeah.
All the categories together, colors together in one shape.
I can see that being a little bit faster because it's eliminating one whole step. Whether it be at the beginning or the end, you're not color sorting either way.
Yeah, I find color sorting really hard on the eyes. So.
Oh yeah.
I guess you can get used to it, but if it's with black, I could never do it. With white,
what you do?
Yeah.
I got about 20 pounds of black on the table right now. I was going through looking for some parts for something I'm building, and it was just like, we got those 5,500 lumen LED lamps. Like I've literally got mine like 18 inches above the table. And
same here. I put 4 up in my
and it's
in the room here.
Like blinding. Even your eyes just kind of everything just blurs together after a while in black.
Other colors work.
Yeah.
Fine. But yeah, definitely black is hard.
What I notice is it's actually if you put down like something like a dark blue gray or a blue blanket first, it's a lot easier to work on.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's not so much contrast. It helps quite a bit.
Yeah, a friend of mine who has a steel, he's in the manufacturing business. Mm-hmm. He looks for equipment and stuff. He showed me the sorting machine for $60,000.
Yeah.
It's used. And he was telling me it can sort anything, and he was trying to get me to buy it for my Lego store. I'm like, there's no way. I'd rather spend $60,000 on new sets than get that for used parts.
Those big air ones that has a little air injector as the parts come flying by.
It has like multiple arms, so it can grab.
Oh, it's different.
He saw a guy with it at a show like 5 years ago. It sorted 1,000 pieces a minute.
Cool.
So
nice. I was looking at getting one of those Fanuc CNC picker machines and stuff, but just a single arm one is about $10,000-$12,000 used, and then you got to pay somebody to come in and program it because it's like and that costs. I talked to 2 different companies that do legit commercial industrial grade robot programming, and they said that something like that. I told him, I said, I want like a big table. I want the arm to do this. And I want to put the parts there. And I gave him a really good description of what I needed it to do. And he says, you're probably looking at about $50,000 to program it. I'm like, damn. And I didn't have to buy any fancy equipment to do it. I'm like, holy shit, forget that. So, hence the one I'm working on myself. The one I can afford.
Oh, if you're getting the drawers from Home Depot, you can try and get one of those coupons, Home Depot coupons, like 10% or 15% off. Then you can apply it and save a ton. That's what I did.
Good idea.
Nice.
Yeah. Or if you want to apply for their credit card, I think you get a 10% or something.
Yeah, I got
for
one of
first.
them. They send me coupons every so often.
Yeah.
It's a good deal. Well, once I fill up all my drawers, I'm gonna look into making the table with the storage underneath, because that's genius. Because right now I got a table with nothing underneath to take some space.
Yeah.
So
That's the reason why I did it.
it's real smart. So.
Yeah. I had 2 of them, and I ran out of space, and I turned one of them. I raised it to 18 drawers high. It used to be 12, and it would be another table. So it's a lot higher. I can't quite use it as often, but it's it's what I have to sacrifice to fit everything in this one room.
Put another couple of drawers on. It's just a big column all the way around that you can get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, that's pretty good. When do you think you're going to hit 1 million parts? How far out do you think you are?
I was trying to hit it by the end of the year, but I don't know if I want to push that hard.
Yeah, you do tend to get burned out pretty quick.
Oh yeah. I might take a break here and there, but it's not bad. I still enjoy it. It's better than I don't know. Better than a lot of other jobs, I guess.
Beats digging ditches for a living, right?
Well, what? I might like that. So it's a good workout. But I like working with my hands. With the balloons, I'm constantly moving my hands, and with Lego, I didn't think I would like parting out new sets, but once I got into doing it, I really enjoyed it. It's just trying to go as fast as I can, and then I can do other stuff as well, like listen to an audiobook or watch YouTube videos.
Yeah, it works great watching like Netflix seasons and stuff while you're parting out.
Yeah. Sean's trying to hit 1 million too. Maybe we should have a race.
Well, I'm pretty sure Just a Brick in the Bucket was trying to hit 1 million, but they just had 20 other side projects to do.
I can probably beat Sean because he gets way more orders than I do.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Well, if we got super focused, we've got enough parts in the house to do it. We could actually, we got 200, a little over 200 in inventory. We got about 300 more to sort and put in inventory, and then we got a little over 1,000 pounds sitting out there. So we got about 1.2. Got about 1.2 million parts in the house, we think. So we could do it if we actually just like sat down and worked 20 hours a day. We could do it. But
yeah, do you know how long it takes you to clean, sort, list, put away 1,000 pounds? I mean, not 1,000 pounds. Sorry, 1,000 parts on average.
Oh, 1,000 parts?
Yes.
That's only 1.5 pounds roughly.
Yeah, if it's smaller or smaller pieces. Yeah.
It depends on what the parts are. Yeah. No, we don't have it broken down quite like that. Evelyn knows that she can color sort about 50 pounds in a day by herself. And that's
pretty good.
That's probably like a 10 or 12 hour a day, I'm guessing, with a few breaks. But then if you were to, so you go through and do that, and you do that for a month, now you've got all these buckets. And I know it takes us about, if there's 2 of us working on it, because usually we've got the tables we've got back here are 3 feet wide and 16 feet long. So we've got it set up so that we can sit across from each other, have a whole row of boxes or cups in the middle, and both of us working on a big pile of bricks at a time, and category sorting 50 or 100 pounds at once. And if 2 of us do that together, we can go through and easily do 50 pounds in a day with 2 people doing a category sort. You might even really be able to do 100 if you're really pushing it. So if you're to 50 pounds, let me just do some real quick math here. Hold on, let me get a calculator.
And then from the category sort, you got to put in the specific piece.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, realistically, if you sat down with a pound, see the problem is if you do 1.5 pounds at a time, you're running around the store for 1,200 parts for one of each.
Well, see, I asked for that because before I opened my store, I did a little bit of math and try to figure out if it was worth sorting used or new, and what, first you have to consider how much money you'll get back,
right?
The margin, and then the other one is time. So say with used, if I can do 1 pound in 1 hour, and say I paid $5 a pound, and I can sell it at $50 a pound.
Right.
That's $45
profit
per hour of the sorting portion, not the picking, not picking the order.
Right.
Let's just say it takes me another hour to pick that 1 pound. So then basically it's half of the 45. Right. So that's making $22 an hour. So that's kind of, and for me, like 1 pound in 1 hour, that's probably my max from start to finish, like listed and put away. That's probably the fastest I can go. So to me, that's like my ceiling. It would be around, $20, $25 an hour.
Right.
Of course, initial investment is less. That's
what we kind of looked at, was the initial investment. Even we know it's going to take more time to wash, sort, organize all the used stuff. But if you had $100,000 up front just to go buy bricks and build a store, cool. Why would you even mess with used? You wouldn't. But
used is still good. I have a bunch of used, and I do plan on listing them just for the lot count, the variety.
Mm-hmm. What you're going to notice is you're going to run across a lot of stuff that you just will never see in new bricks anymore, and that's the stuff people are really looking for. I'm surprised in how much, just a stupid example. You've got the 1x2 jumper plates. The new one that comes out has the little triangles on the bottom of every one of them. The new 68, 182, whatever the hell the part number is. But the old one was like 32 whatever A and B. There are people that want that old part, and you can't get it anymore because they stopped producing them back in mid 90s. But we get 10 or 20 or 30 of that one part, and they're gone like that. It doesn't matter what price you put on them. Somebody needs that part for some specific reason. And we run into that a lot with the used stuff, is the older versions of parts get bought out pretty quick because somebody needs that old part to finish some old kit, or they're building something custom, and they need that specific thing that they don't make anymore. And I couldn't believe how fast we blew through our white inventory, because we did when we started our store. This was just a stupid something I was completely wrong on. When we started the store, I thought white was so dingy and so crappy looking because it's so yellowed that I don't want to sit here and try to bleach out 100 pounds of white bricks. That did not sound like a good idea to me at all, because you'd have to buy a 55-gallon drum of hydrogen peroxide and hope this works, or spend a month doing 10 pounds at a time or 5 pounds at a time. So I said, screw it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to wash it. If the people buying used bricks want pristine, white, new-looking used bricks, they can peroxide them themselves. So the first 2 or 3 batches of bricks that ran through the store, we didn't ever put any white parts into inventory. We just held on to them and stuck them in a corner in totes. And we literally had over probably 100 to 150 pounds of white bricks just sitting there. And some of them were lightly discolored. Some of them were newish looking. And the ones that were really dingy, we pulled out and put aside. The stuff that I wouldn't personally use myself if I were building something, we took out. And it just kept building up and building up and building up. And I'm like, we got to do something with this shit. We're going to sell it by the pound. And one day we all sat down and decided, you know what? Let's sort it and put it in inventory and see what happens. And holy shit, that was, I swear, the white used stuff was some of the fastest selling stuff that we put in our store since we opened. And
Did you have problem with the yellow pieces? Like people
Nope.
complaining about them?
We have a very, very big disclaimer here. Let me pull it up and show you. I want to make sure there is no doubt in anybody's mind that this shit is used, it is discolored, and I don't care. It's 30-year-old white bricks. What do you expect? You know, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not spending the time to go through and do that crazy stuff and trying to bleach them all out. I'm going to share the screen with you real quick and show you that. Let's see, share, where is it? Share screen. This one. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. There you go. I do this in...
I don't think you shared it yet.
Sorry, I forgot to click share.
I'll make it big. Hold on.
I zoomed in on it too. I do this prior to it going into inventory. I set up a little... You know how you can go into Microsoft Note or WordPad and say, find and replace text? I put this text on every single used white part that shows up in the description. And anytime we upload anything white, I go through and tell it to auto-update the description text to this. And on top of that, we've got a not so subtle thing in our, where'd it go? Over here in our, gotta go to the store to find it. Over here in the terms, it's not so subtle. All used bricks are used, 100% functional, may have signs of wear, play. Some parts may have stickers, scratches, small bite marks, may be oxidized. All bricks are washed before they are added to inventory. So I try to make sure people realize, you know, you're not buying new bricks if you're buying used bricks. And I want them to know that. So no, so far, I have not had a single customer come back and complain about any discoloration in, I think, any of our bricks. But I have had a couple slight complaints about, you know, very minimal, non-important stuff. And, you know, it's all covered in the terms, and I'll just send them and say, hey, you know, I understand it may not.
One guy complained because he got parts with stickers.
Yeah, one guy complained because he got parts with stickers, and he's like, you know, I ordered ones and it didn't say they had stickers. I said, no, but over here in the terms, they're used parts. They might have stickers. You might have to peel them off if you don't want the stickers. And
usually, I like it better with the sticker because you peel it off, it's new underneath.
Yeah, exactly. I bought a whole bunch of special parts for my one of the mocks I'm building, and for some reason I ordered like 30 parts from one guy of the same piece. It's a big part, about this big panel, and every single one of them had a sticker. And it was the first time I'd ever ordered stuff from Bricklink that got stickers, and I'm like, well, that sucks. I gotta peel all these off now. But you know. So I understood how the other guy was like, dude, I didn't order sticker parts. Why am I getting them? I mean, I get it. It makes sense. You don't want to peel them all off. But, hey, what are you going to do? I mean, the parts, it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. It's the way they come. It's either that or they sit in your inventory for 6 years because they've got a sticker on it and you put it in with a sticker. You're never going to sell it, you know? Some sticker parts are
devalue.
Yeah, so yeah, we've noticed that too. If you go through Bricklink and you've got parts that do and don't have stickers, the same piece used, sometimes the one with the sticker is literally worth less money, even though it's the same part. Sometimes they're worth more, and then we'll put it in. You know, if it's a part that has a sticker and it's really expensive, we'll put it in with the sticker because then you know you're going to get more money for the part in the end. But most of the time, it's the other way around. It kind of like devalues the part because it's got a sticker on it, which doesn't make any sense to me. Just peel it off. So,
or throw it in inventory. Don't care.
Yeah. But yeah, I've only had a handful, maybe 3 or 4 complaints over the last year from customers on any kind of issues with the used parts. real minimal stuff, and it's all all stuff that's covered in the terms. So I say, hey, it says here, read your terms. Here are the terms. You agreed to it by ordering. I understand it may not be what you thought, but it says it right here.
Or in fact, you didn't even read it in the first
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, you didn't. Nobody reads the terms anyway. We all know that. But it's there to cover your butt in case somebody. And I'll tell you what. One of the things I have noticed when there are people complaining, they are newbies on Bricklink. It's somebody with 2 or 3 or 0 feedback with their first or 5th order, and they're expecting brand new pristine bricks no matter what they order. And it's like, hey, this part's 30 years old. What do you expect? Or 50 years old. Some of these parts are old as hell.
Yep, I got an entire bag of 50-year-old bricks.
Yeah, and it's stuff that we actually put in inventory as really old bricks because they've got the patent pending or, the weird bottom stud different.
This whole bag is nothing but 50-year-old bricks.
Yeah, we got nothing but 50-year-old red bricks. They're 2x2s, 2x3s, and 2x4s. But they're ancient, and they're different color red. They sound different. They're definitely
the red dye is a different color.
Yeah, the red color itself is different. So we try to keep all that weird stuff separated because we don't want it coming back and biting us in the butt later, or they're worth more. So you want to get every penny out of them that you can. But nah, we've done over
just under 4,000 orders. Between the two
websites. Not that much. We're around 2,000 orders between, I think around 1,600 orders on Bricklink. Almost 1,800 orders on Bricklink so far, and Brick Owl, I don't know.
Yeah, that's because they set it up with the numbers.
Yeah, they did the store's different.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on Brick Freedom. I think I'm like number 30 something.
Steve needs to get on that. Everybody's waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm missing out on a lot of sales on Brick Owl.
So you're only on Bricklink right now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Once you get on there, you'll get a whole bunch.
Yeah, you'll end up getting quite a few probably.
But I don't know how Brick Owl works with higher prices.
Oh yeah, with your price thing,
I might not get really any sales there, right?
Well, so as long as you don't turn on the auto pricing, it would be fine with Brick Freedom. Because the auto pricing would just put it back to 6-month average.
Oh, okay. Does it have a function where you can update it to 6 months average and then multiply it by a certain amount?
That's something I was talking to Steven about.
He's working on it. It doesn't do it yet.
I asked him if we could actually add some type of multiplier to the part.
Yeah. And you want to do that with certain colors, like the gray colors, definitely.
You can do it with anything. If you could, what you should be able to do is do like a query based on either color, type. Be able to pull a query of different parts, but each individual part would have its own multiplier that would be able to be edited. So if you've got your white parts and your gray parts, and you want your gray parts at 3 times, and you want your white parts at 2 times, you should be able to filter, based on different criteria, and then group, do like a bulk multiplier for all of those parts that you've got highlighted or selected. So yeah. I brought that up to him last weekend, and we were talking about it while we were on our way up to Tampa. And we thought it was a good idea, and he's going to look into seeing how he could implement it into Brick Freedom. Because at that point, the problem my store being used is, number one, a little bit different than the majority of the people on his platform already. Most of the sellers, I think, are dealing with new bricks, so he runs into a lot of problems with mine because there's so much used stuff. I mean, he asked me a lot of questions about, hey, why is this doing this, or why is your store doing that? Mm-hmm. And one of the problems he ran into the other day is he was getting all kinds of server errors because on Bricklink, I use a negative multiplier for certain categories or colors to raise the price up on certain things that I wanted a little bit higher price than like the 6-month average. So all my parts are currently set to 6-month average, but the multiplier, instead of creating a discount, is creating bumping it up 5 or 10%.
Inflation.
Yeah, it's inflating the price 5 or 10%. I'm using the multiplier backwards. The problem is Brick Owl, their system doesn't let you do that. You can't put a negative percentage on. It gives you an error. So his server was kicking back all these errors that were coming up trying to match Bricklink's current price with Brick Owl's current price because it wasn't transferring the percentages correctly. And I told him, I said, if you can incorporate that multiplier right into Brick Freedom and then send the prices out to Bricklink and Brick Owl, it won't matter. And he thought that was a really good idea because then you can adjust your pricing on the fly without messing with the base price. So
yeah, I was very interested in his pricing. Before he opened it up to everyone, you guys were talking about it. I definitely wanted to use something like that. Even start up at maybe 4 or 5 times the average pricing, and then have certain prices drop down each week. Yeah, so basically the high demand items will sell at the higher price, and then the low demand will eventually sell.
Right.
But then again, that doesn't quite work because it's kind of random. I'm finding that I'll just have random people come to my store. A lot of times, just new buyers, so they have 0 feedback or just 1 or 2, and they're buying a lot of parts that are flooded, in the marketplace. I don't know, but because I have a high lot count, they're just buying a bunch of stuff they want. There were probably a couple things that were high demand and low supply, so that helped.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't know how they're buying too. If they may not be going to your store at all. They might be hitting the auto system and just letting the computer algorithm pick the stores, and because you've got a high lot count and a high volume of parts, it's just picking you automatically, and they may not even be looking at your store. Who knows?
I think they have to be doing that because none of my parts are showing up. If you look for that, look at what's for sale, it's usually sorted by price, right? Lowest to highest. And I'm like on the last page, so. There are a lot of stores still higher than me in price for most parts.
I've noticed there's a couple stores out there that have got like every single part in the store is like $1. Like a 1x1 plate's $1, and they get sales. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Think about it. The algorithm being geared that way would actually benefit in Bricklink's best interest as well, because your parts they're making 2.5% of 5 times or 4 times average.
Yeah.
So it's in Bricklink's best interest for the algorithm to point them at your store,
the higher price parts,
our store, because your parts they make more money on your parts.
Okay. All right. We're gonna run a test. Everybody that's in the group, go into Bricklink and quadruple the price on every part in your entire inventory, and we'll come back in a week and see if we made any money. Everybody do it right now.
I'll get like 1 sale.
I'm gonna go on there. I'm gonna hit the multiplier 400%, and we're gonna do it for everything in the store for a week.
Yeah, you just select everything in Bricklink, scroll down, and for the sales, type in -300.
Yep.
And that'll quadruple your prices.
Yep. We can do that. Everybody in Bricklink do it. And it's a temporary thing. You can undo it real easily. So you just
get rid of all the sales.
Right.
Turn it, put it back to 0.
Up 4 times and see what happens in the algorithm.
All right. I'll do it. We'll see what happens.
Are you going to do it for real? I'll do it.
If you're going to do it, I'll do it. I'll sacrifice a week of sales just to see if this works.
Although, to be honest, sales haven't been really good for me lately. Probably because of the election coming up and everyone's waiting for their stimulus money.
Well, the election, Halloween.
Yeah. But if a stimulus bill goes through, everyone gets their $1,200 check. You should quadruple your prices, and
then I get everybody else's $1,200 check because they'll buy Lego. All right. So what am I doing here? I'm increasing it.
Yep. Go to inventory, select everything.
Yep.
And then go down to the very bottom and type in -400.
Oh, that's 5 times. You got -300 to 4 times.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yes, he's right.
Okay.
Yeah. So
'Cause-
put items on negative 300% off sale, right?
Yeah. That's quadruple. If you want to do triple,
Now keep in mind, this is only going to work on Bricklink because this will throw up a shit ton of errors on
Yeah,
Steve's
Steven's gonna
side.
be like, "What the hell's going on?" His whole server's gonna crash because we're doing this. Oh,
But your Brick Owl prices will stay normal.
yeah, it's only gonna be a Bricklink thing. Look at the value of your store afterwards too.
Look, I made 100 grand. Oh my God, you guys, 100 grand.
Oh God, I'm so tempted to push the button. Just do it. I've got so many different things in here that are like, oh, I'm gonna mess them all up. But it's
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna switch out of my
all
phone
the,
real quick. Come back on my computer.
okay,
It messes up all the sales you had before.
yeah, it's just gonna throw, yeah. But I know what I had. So.
Doug asked if we can shut Brick Owl down for a week.
Yeah, right.
All right, here you go. I'm gonna show you just so you guys know. You can see
You actually see it.
I did it. Let me show
So
you.
you got to do it too now.
Oh, I gotta do it too, I guess. Oh shit.
There you go. 300% off, or negative 300. So we're at $113,000, 477.69.
Dude, why didn't we think of this before? We're all gonna get rich in a week. This is
Yes.
now put your store up for sale. We can really make some money if you put the store up for sale at these prices. All right, this is mine. I guess I'll do it. Oh, Jesus, I'm gonna fuck up all my fucking numbers doing this.
Should back it up first.
You can't back up the discounts.
Oh, that's too bad.
No. Oh, there we go. I hit the button. Let's see what our store inventory is worth now.
Yay, we're rich. We can retire now.
Instant rich. Damn, 70,000.
Oh, mine's worth more than yours.
Yours is worth more than 70?
113.
Oh, you greedy bastard.
So now we'll see next week who makes more money.
Oh, Sean's pussing out. Maybe I'll wait for next week and see what happens. We're not going to tell you what happens. How's that?
That's okay. If I don't get any sales this week, that just means I'll have time to part out, right?
If we're not on next week, it's because we made so much money and we were tired.
I don't think I'll get any sales, but we will see. That means this Bowser is now $90. Well, you know who's going to make lots of sales? Pop's Block Shop.
Yeah.
Because he's undercutting everyone's prices. So. But yeah, if this works, that means the algorithm is going towards
Higher priced people.
higher priced people, or it just happens that we had the parts that the people wanted. Now, I did get an order on Brick Owl the other day, and you know how you can, it will say the affiliate or whatever on there?
Yeah, I got a couple of those too.
So I got one from Wish Mall. I don't even know what Wish Mall is. I tried to Google it. It doesn't come up to anything.
It's a eBay store.
What?
eBay store. Somebody's using you as a supplier.
But it said like affiliate. It said Wish Mall.
Yeah. It's an eBay account.
Really?
They're using you as a supplier. They're a middleman. They're selling your shit. What they're doing is they're selling parts online, going to you, buying them from you, and having you drop ship them to the other guy.
But why would that show up as an affiliate? On
Online.
like I get them on Bricklink doing that, but
I don't know.
There you go. Yeah, another thing, another reason why I have my prices high is that I wanted to keep a lot of the high demand items in stock. Like you were talking about Pops making a lot of sales, but he sells out on all the high demand stuff.
Yeah, he's like lowballing it.
Yeah, he's doing 30% of current. So
yeah, but then people who need those parts, they won't be able to buy it because they're all gone now. So it's I'd rather have 500 pieces of this high demand item, sell at a higher price, sell 5 at a time, rather than lowballing and selling all of them at within a week.
Yeah, that's what we were doing. We were actually raising some prices on stuff that we either had high quantity or the real high
color
selling colors. You got dark blue gray, light blue gray, black. The ones that are really popular that are moving, raise those prices up a little bit, so you're making a little bit better margin on those when you're kind of giving away some stuff because it never moves. You can be sitting on wheels for the rest of your life.
Sean says he'll get stuck with all the stuff that no one wants.
That's where you just start selling it $20 a pound in a bag and don't care,
Sell it on eBay.
Sell it on eBay. Somebody will buy it. They'll put it in their store.
When you end up with nothing that everyone wants, then you can do what Trick or Brick did and just sell it to someone on Craigslist.
Sell it
the whole store.
Take the money and run. Nice. Well, I have seen on Facebook, one of the Bricklink pages, that a lot of people, well, not a lot, but a few have started the smaller stores. They're trying to sell their stores because they're not getting that many sales right now.
Oh.
Which is good. I mean, less stores for us to compete against. So.
I didn't see that one.
That's the one I showed you.
Well, then where'd that one come from?
That's a new one.
Did Brick Freedom start the eBay integration yet?
No. Well, he has one that he uses personally, but he hasn't linked it to the thing yet. From last I talked to him, he was thinking of doing like there would be Brick Freedom, and then there would be like a kind of like Patreon or like something else where you'd pay a fee and you'd get like extra tools to use for certain things. It's not stuff that everybody would want, but like certain people would want extra things.
Yeah, it's an upsell.
Yeah, so because of course he's doing all the work and he's got to make money somehow.
Yeah.
So, but I know he's still working on a bunch of things. So
that'd be a good
well,
one.
I mean, I look at Pop's videos, and he does like 9,000 or more a month in eBay sales. So if you can do an integration with Bricklink, then you don't have to put in that much work, and you can do a lot of sales.
Yeah.
That guy works like 20 hours a day, though.
That's true.
Water.
Yeah, he definitely works a lot harder than we do.
See, when you work at home, you can do work while you're working and double dip.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I won't be working soon, and then I'll have lots of time.
Yeah, he said you were looking for a new job.
Yeah, we'll see. I got an interview on Wednesday.
You should work for Walmart.
I thought about that.
Walmart and Target, man, hook us up.
I was like, I work at Walmart, get 10% discount.
Work at Walmart and Target and a bunch of other places that sell Lego part-time, so you know all about the sales.
Yeah. I only want to work 1 day a week at each store.
Yeah, right. Just for the discounts.
Yeah, so. Doug, no, I don't think so. He keeps his stuff separate.
Yeah, he doesn't cross-post anything. His convention stuff, his eBay stuff, and Bricklink.
Yeah, I tried cross-posting some minifigs, the ones I had like multiples of, like 30 of stupid ones, and like you get some sales, but then I got to remember like, hey, I got to go take that out of my inventory from Bricklink because I essentially had it for sale on both sites, and then I was like, oh, I don't want to get if I get too low down to like 2 or 3, I don't want to sell too many. So it was just kind of a pain going back and forth. So I just quit selling them on eBay because it's like a month I would sell.
Calico asks how you put it back to 0. Just go back and select everything, and then down in the discount, type 0 and hit submit. It'll put everything back to the whatever your actual price is.
Yeah. Yeah, if you do a plus 300% sale, you have to pay them double that price and ship them the piece.
You'd be in trouble.
So, you know, if they make a $100 order without that 300% sale, you have to give them $200 and ship the product to them.
I'm actually going to try it. I want to see if Bricklink will let you go.
No, you can't go past 99.9 or something.
It won't let you do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can put the price though just to $0.
Oh, you might be able to do 100% off. Yeah, just have it at 0.
Because you can search through stores by price, and you can put like $0. You can search for free stuff.
Yeah.
Well, if it lets you go negative 300%, why can't you go positive 300%?
I don't know.
Well, we've had 1x2 plates in inventory like that forever. They're 0.001 cent, so that they're basically free, and they're like promotional to get our store into the top of the list. But we stopped doing that.
I saw some of that when I made an order with Brick Junkies a month ago. I was like, maybe I should just buy every single one of these. I don't want to do it.
Figured out, so I'll still make money on you.
Yeah.
The price of shipping costs more than the parts does, so go ahead. We actually had one guy do it, bought every single one of them, and we still make $1.50 on them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Howard wants me to put my.
It probably took a while to pick it though.
No, we got them all.
They have their own tote.
Yeah, go grab it. They're all in one spot. It's like a promotion that we actually made like a special little thing for all.
Oh, you did? Okay. You didn't put in where everything else was?
Yeah, separate.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, there's 2 of them now because there's so many colors. How's that one?
Well, that won't make me feel so bad if I go in and buy all that.
Yeah, they're all in one spot. Now we're not walking around the room picking one by ones. Work smart, not hard.
We actually stopped doing it because the Bricklink Brick Owl part transfer with BrickSync when we were using it would screw it up. It would actually delete them and create all of our 1x2 plates into promotional plates and put every 1x2 for that price.
It wound up being a pain after a while. It wasn't worth keeping up. I mean, it was good because people got a free part. You know, they felt like they were getting something out of it, and it was more promotional for us. I just go on Bricklink and buy like 300 of each 1x2 from somebody at like almost nothing a part. You know, paying a penny a part. What do I care if I'm giving them away? And it was cool. It worked pretty good. I mean, we sold a lot of them that way, and it was a good idea, but it was just too much work to maintain because you can't put. I mean, I guess you could. I guess you could go through Bricklink and you could tell it that you can only sell like. I don't know if you could sell just one of each because otherwise, if you put 100 of them in at 1 penny, somebody's just going to buy all 100. So you only had to put in. You had to put in one at a time to keep updating it, which is a pain in the ass. Just wasn't worth it.
It became a chore.
Yeah, it became too much of a chore. So we stopped doing it. But it worked for a little while. The idea was good. Just the system and the execution was too tedious. Anybody want to play a game? How many people we got watching? I only see 23 in YouTube. How many people do you see, Nathan?
23.
23? Okay. Anybody want to play a game? I got a game for you. I don't know. You want to give something away?
We can give a body bag away.
Nathan's got boxes of stuff.
I wanted that 3D printed large minifig.
Oh, you wanted him?
Yeah.
I'll make you one. You just got. I won't even charge you to do it. You just got to pay for the material for the resin. If you want one, I'll make you one.
Now they're just one color, right? It's you don't.
Yeah.
Or you can get different color resin.
I can get different colored resin, but I don't have different colored resin, and it's expensive as hell. So
Okay.
I've got
that one color.
right now I've got white, dark blue gray, black.
Trans blue.
Yeah, I don't want that trans blue stuff's too expensive. It's like $300. I don't want to use that one.
Wow.
I think those are the 3 colors I've got right now.
You don't have chrome gold?
No. I can cryo on his ass for you afterwards if you want. We can make him chrome gold after he's printed if you want one, but yeah, I think he's about $40 in resin. That's the problem because the Form 2 printer material is just really expensive for the resin. It's like after you pay for shipping, it's about $175 for a quart of resin.
Yeah.
So pick a brick cup full of liquid goo, $175.
How much would it be if you used the standard, like the regular cheap 3D printer plastic?
I don't know. I don't have a cheap 3D printer. I don't know. The problem is the cheap filament printers, the resolution of the print comes out real rough and grainy, where this thing's like perfectly smooth.
Yeah, you wouldn't get these parts off of a filament printer.
Yeah, these were parts that I custom made for something I was working on. Yeah, the camera's up here now. I got the one Lego part with the other parts attached to it, and they're like precision fit parts, just like a Lego. And you'd never get that from a filament printer. It's just too rough and crappy, and the resolution's not very good. This one's like really high precision. Let's see. Anybody want to do a game? Nobody say anything. So I want to play a game. Doug does. 1x2, inverted curve slope. Everybody knows that part, right?
In a pick-a-brick cup?
Yep. How many of them in a pick-a-brick cup?
Sean knows the answer.
He probably does.
Here, give me a
Dude's over there with his scale already. Watch. Alex is gonna
I've never bought a pick-a-brick cup, so I never get those right.
A pick-a-brick cup is the same as a quart. If you know the quart cups you get at like the Chinese restaurants.
Yeah.
Exact same quantity.
Okay, Google, turn off the fans.
Okay,
All right, turning 2 outlets on.
well, I know I have 181 in here.
There you go. That's not going to fill it. That's not enough. Got Doughboy at 980. We got Secret Squirrel at almost 1,300.
She was really close last time.
Rocky's Guy at 1,465. Doug at 1,701.
Sitting there saying numbers, I gotta double check this.
Alex is over there counting out the pieces for the scale.
Good thing I checked it.
Well, if anyone's looking for a zebra label printer, I accidentally bought another one today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was a really good deal on eBay. I couldn't give them a best offer, and they accepted it. And I was like, oh, crap. I didn't really want it, but it was broken, so I'll fix it, and then I'll sell it, I guess.
Oh, you want me to do that?
If you want to.
All right, here we go.
Kill that one. Okay, what were the numbers?
Don't show me it.
I'm not going to. What was the numbers?
Let's see. Let me go back and pull up. We got $12.99, $14.65, $9.80, $17.01, $15.29, $13.85, and $13.50.
Are there any sub thousands?
Got $11.50. I got one person under 1,000 at 890. That's Doughboy. I'm sorry, 980 pieces. He's the only one below 1,000. So everybody but him thinks it's going to be over 1,000.
Is the rules over? Are they allowed to go over and whoever's closest, or is it closest without going over?
Closest without going over, just like Wheel of Fortune.
I think Doughboy's the one.
Oh, where we at? Yeah, Doughboy got it. Everybody else was a little high. I want to get high. 1109 is the. I could have crammed a few more on top if we had to, but there we go.
The Doughboy one?
Doughboy got
Let
it.
me pick out a poly bag for him.
Give him a random pick a brick or a random poly bag.
I got a bunch in here. My gosh.
When I don't pack them light. I pack them like I would a pick a brick wall.
There you go. You got the beach buggy. Beach buggy.
Oh. Congrats to Doughboy.
Doughboy,
Just
make
to
sure you
part that set out or the poly bag out.
Hey, you guys got a whole bunch of them.
you'll part those out and all the tires will sell. I guarantee it.
Oh, I have like 400 of those tires. One time someone just bought all of them.
Yeah, they just buy them all.
Yeah.
Really? Dude, I got like 50 pounds of tires. Are they worth putting in inventory?
Oh, people love tires, especially if you have a bunch.
Really?
Yeah.
Car parts are great. They do
I
sell.
bet you we got more than 50 pounds of wheels. We just haven't put them in. It's like the white bricks. I really didn't see any reason people are going to be buying them, so we didn't bother with them.
People will buy them.
Okay.
Yeah.
People buy everything, I guess, at some point.
I didn't think people would buy all these car parts, but I found people would. They have a custom build of a certain car, and then they buy it all from my store. I'm going to have a windshield. They have the wheel wells, the rim, and the tires and everything.
Yeah, we got 2 or 3 boxes that we've been filling up with wheels since we started. I don't think we put a single one into inventory yet. Yeah, that's a big ass tote full of wheels.
You're gonna have to tilt the camera.
Pretty heavy.
Oh yeah.
And it's got everything too. And we got a lot of. I've been trying to find some of the tires for these. I actually want to keep a couple of these for something. But yeah, actually went through and sorted a bunch of them once. But this is this is like literally thousands of tires. This one's badass. I don't know what it goes to. But that thing's huge.
Finally got a second one. I'm keeping them.
Okay.
Those I think went with the
There's a rim one.
the
Maybe one that's Technic.
triple tricycle thing. Triple decker motorcycle, whatever the hell it's called.
No, his bicycle is much smaller. The wheels are just standard.
Oh yeah.
That one's probably to Technic, like an off-roader or something.
Yeah, that thing's huge. Probably like 2.5 inch diameter.
We finally got a pair, and I decided when I found a pair, I was keeping a pair.
Okay. This is one of those things that we just have never really messed with because I don't know, always doing other stuff. Who else in the list actually deals with used bricks? I know a lot of the stores are mostly new stuff, but who else in the list actually has a lot of used inventory?
Just Chris and Sean, I think.
Doug has a lot.
Does he?
You say he has over 1 million?
Calico says about 40% used at list. Got 1,000 pounds, but not listed. Yeah, I got that same problem, Sean. Got 1,000 pounds of brick sitting out there we haven't even touched yet.
That's like everyone's problem.
Yeah, I got to get that damn machine working. If I get that thing working, solve a lot of people's problems. Wow. Like I said, got 2 million parts, about 3,000 pounds. Is all that in inventory or stuff you have to work on still?
Yeah, I don't think he's put it in yet.
Okay. That's a lot of parts, man. That's probably
It's crazy.
figure what, 3,000
Average 600 parts a pound.
I know. I'm the one that came up with the number.
I mean, I have 1,000 pounds that's already sorted by that specific part, just not by color, and then I have to go through and pick out the bad pieces, and then list them. But to be honest, to list the 1,000 pounds would have taken me longer than putting in 500,000 new parts into the store. And then I don't have to worry about people complaining about quality. But it sounds like people don't complain if you put the right disclaimer. So
yeah, very far and few between have I had anyone actually complain about any quality for parts. Once in a while, we'll miss something that might have a chip. Like say they're buying the 1x1 round plates, and you got a little bottom edge is chipped a little bit, and you don't catch it when you're doing 100 at a time. But other than little stupid stuff like that, nobody's really complained about quality of used parts. Which, I mean, we pick out the really shitty looking ones if they're really bad, but
the people that know that the parts that they're buying might be broken will message you beforehand. Like we had a guy contacted us about a bunch of Bionicle pieces.
Yes, Bionicle parts are a nightmare to deal with. Oh my God, I hate those. I almost want to stop selling them because they're such a pain in the ass. If I can find one, the ball joint snap-on parts. Those are a bitch because you have to physically check every one of them. You got to take a ball joint and snap it together because they get little tiny hairline fractures that you can't see by the eye unless you snap them together. And we sent out a bunch of parts once in our first go around with our inventory, and we had one guy bought, I want to say he bought almost like $200 worth of Bionicle parts all at one time. And at the time, we didn't know that they were a problem part. So we just bagged them and shipped them, didn't even check them. And he complained that there were like 2 or 3 broken ones, that had hairline cracks in them. And we didn't have any more to replace them with, so I just refunded them for the one. But from then on, it's like we checked every one of them, and those parts are a real pain in the ass to deal with. I don't like them. But people buy them, and they're not cheap parts because they're all discontinued, so.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's an under-engineered part straight from Lego.
Yeah, they didn't make that part beefy enough around where it snaps together and they get little hairline cracks every once in a while in certain colors.
Yeah, I've noticed that in my used collection. More than half have cracks.
Yeah, that part was just unfortunately not designed very well.
That's the one. It's like an arm, and it's got 2 ball joints.
Yeah.
2
sockets.
Sockets for the ball joints, and it's got Technic pins in the middle.
Yep, I got one over here somewhere in this cup, I think.
Now you could still sell those. Just say there's a crack.
Yeah, if you want to make a custom listing, or you put, like I did in the white description where it says, hey, this part does have a hairline crack but still functions correctly.
Yeah.
If they don't read it, that's their fault. I mean, you can't miss it. It shows up as big, bold text line on your line item.
If they're buying through the wanted list, I don't think they'll read every item description.
No, you're right. Yeah, if they're just going through a wanted list, they're not going to see the descriptions at all. So they might be able to come back and complain, but I don't know.
It's just better off not to sell them.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit on them. I'd rather get rid of them. And I've actually had a couple of guys that, if you go on YouTube and look up Bionicle Legos, there's some like hardcore builders that build some really awesome custom for them. And I mean, they're buying up every part they can find. And I know I've sold to a couple of those YouTube guys before. And I told them, I said, hey, I've got a bunch here that have hairline cracks. I'll give them to you at a discount if you want them. And they're like, hell yeah, I'll take them all. It's like they don't care. Some of them don't. Some of them do. So you kind of got to be careful. But if you find somebody that realizes they're getting a little bit better price because it's got a crack and you don't want to deal with the inventory, or just sell it to them in bulk. Say, hey, I got 100 pieces. Give me $20 or $30 or $50 for them. whatever they're really worth to you, they're apt to buy them, even if they've got like cracks in them. I haven't even actually looked at the. Yeah, Sean says fake Lego sucks. I'll tell you what, fake Lego for building doesn't suck. Fake Lego for inventory is a pain in the ass. I am not a Lego fanboy by any means. I am a equal opportunity brick person. I couldn't care less what name is on top of the studs as long as they stay together and look good. I'm okay with that. Because I look at myself as a model builder first, not so much a Lego person. I like using Legos because it's convenient to build things, but I started out as actual building architectural scale models from scratch with CNC lasers and AutoCAD, and when it comes to actually building stuff with Legos, it's kind of crippling to me because I know exactly what part I want and Lego doesn't make it. So I run into that problem all the time. I find that really frustrating that the community out there is so anti everything except Lego. I find that a little. I mean,
we're not.
Yeah. Right. Well, I bought these for a specific reason. I actually wanted to do something with these things, but
you'll get chastised if anybody ever knows that those are in it.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, I'm building a giant house that's about 12 feet long. Starting, I've been working on it for a little while, and I kind of got to the point where I got a little frustrated with, as a buyer. I mean, I buy a lot of stuff on Bricklink, a lot. I've probably got 50% of my inventory is personal collection stuff. I've got a lot of shit, just boxes and boxes and boxes, and it's all stuff I've been stocking up to build my house because I need so many of certain parts. I've bought stuff from all over the world. Like I bought, at one point, you couldn't buy this part on Bricklink because I bought them all. I literally have like a couple thousand of that part. I mean, the white one is the one I 3D printed because I needed that part too, but Lego doesn't make it, so I made it myself.
Wow.
But the tan Archie bits, I needed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and I bought way more than I needed. But for about a month, you couldn't find one on Bricklink because I bought them all. And there's a couple other parts I've gone through Bricklink and bought them all. And I get frustrated when I start running. I look at I've got a train that I want to build. Where's the cross section at? Grab the cross section up there. I've got another little project I want to. I started a little mock that I was doing. It was like a prototype.
Little is an understatement.
Well, this is a prototype sample of what it would be. This is the cross section of a train that I want to build. Japanese bullet train, and this train would be, this part would be 6 feet long. Problem is, a couple of the parts in here, there are not enough of them in the world for sale for me to build it. So what do? Don't build it, or go buy some generic brand that I buy them in bulk from China because they do have 10,000 of that part if I want it. But Lego doesn't. What are you going to do? I kind of find that stuff frustrating when it comes to mechanical limitations. Annoys me because this whole thing right here, which I know Lego enthusiasts, they love making all these stupid radius corners that are impossible to really make with all the hingy bits and shit. That is the worst thing in the world. I just made a 3D printed part that's an L shape that connects it. Get rid of all this shit. You don't need these extra 50 parts in here for anything really. But, this is a different mindset. I know when people build with Legos, it's like, ooh, if it's not Lego, it's junk. It's like, okay, you say so. But I build models to build the models. I don't build models to buy and support Lego. But, so, anyway, that's my little rant.
You seem to have one every week.
I always have rants. I don't know. There's just things that bother me. And it's not so much, I just don't, it's almost like racism. You see people that talk about racism, and they talk about people in Legos the same way. It's like, if it's not Lego, you're like the Antichrist for using it. It's like it's just a piece of plastic, man. China makes them all day long, you know. Lego did not invent the Lego. As much as people want to think they did, they didn't. They actually stole the idea. Then they bought it 5 years later, but they did steal it in the beginning. So it's like, I don't know. That's just me. I kind of went off track. I forgot what I was even talking about to start with.
We're talking about the Janko parts and using
your
own custom parts.
Yeah, I actually for building my house, I don't think I would ever really be able to afford to buy all Lego parts to build my house. I think it would just cost too much. I would just never do it because I could turn around and buy a Corvette instead by the time I'm done if I actually use real Legos. So I went online and bought 12,000 fake brick plates just for my personal collection so I can build the stuff I want to build because I can't. It cost me a fortune to do it in Lego.
You can grab the pillar.
Especially when they're 10, 20 cents a plate in Lego and they're only costing me 2 cents in fake ones.
I'll grab the pillar so you can show.
Well, if you source it the way you do, it's only 2 cents.
Well, okay. I'm exaggerating when I say 10,000. I literally need about 250,000 plates.
Okay. So you just keep all the plates that you sorted. And
but then I'm losing too much money in the end too.
Yeah, that's true. Because they're worth more than what you paid for.
Exactly. This is the very beginnings of what I'm doing with all the plates. I'm building a giant model of falling water, and it has all this weird, crazy stonework in the real house. So basically, every inch of the house is going to wind up being like 50 little plates all assembled. It's got bricks in there too. I'll get the light to kind of look a little better. There, you can see all the bricks, and I'm using a lot of old gray too to get a little bit of contrast. And the other thing that's in there, which is kind of hard to see from this lighting, but this is actually built with Lego and fake bricks, just because I wanted the color difference. Because the fake ones are not exact Lego color, but that's what I specifically want. I want there to be color variations. I thought about actually taking and dyeing a bunch of real Lego parts a little bit different shade to get it, but I didn't.
Doesn't work so hot.
Yeah, I tried a couple samples and it didn't work very good, so I just found it'd be easier just to buy different brands of light blue gray to get the different color tones. And the ones that are kind of drastic are the old gray, the old light gray. So, that's kind of what I'm going for. If I could find 5 different light blue grays from different manufacturers, I'd buy them just because I need the different light blue grays. Unfortunately, the light blue gray is very, very close to Lego gray, so even buying the fake ones doesn't give me a lot of color difference. But I placed an order for, I think my sample order was like 10,000 parts to see how good the parts were, how tightly they fit together, the dimensions, the colors. This was another sample, complete fail, unfortunately. Fake Lego tan is too far off of real Lego tan to make it usable. Probably can't really see in the light. Let me actually snap a couple of these on top.
On camera it does, in person not so much.
Yeah, the color doesn't look bad. You can see it here. See how the Lego is a little bit darker? The fake ones are a little more yellow.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much difference when you're mixing real Legos with fake ones. The fake ones stand out like a sore thumb in this particular color, unfortunately, because I need a lot of tan bricks too. So I was thinking about buying some of the fake ones for the concrete walls, just to save a lot of money, because I need a lot of like 2x10s, 2x12s, and those are expensive in Lego tan, very expensive in tan. So, unfortunately, I'll probably have to buy like legit tan bricks because they're the color is just a little too far off for me to justify it. But the light grays are great because the more color variation I have, the better. She wants to go out.
Yeah, it's time to go out.
Puppy time. But
Yeah,
I started
pushing midnight.
off building the wall with dark blue gray and light blue gray, and actually I had all 4 grays. I had the 2 old grays and the 2 new grays, and it was just too much contrast. It didn't look right. So I got rid of all the dark grays and just switched over to light grays. And Doug wants to know if a particular reason I blew up falling water scale-wise. Yes. It's kind of a story. I mean, it's probably going to take a couple of minutes if you don't mind me explaining it, but I don't collect things. I don't have very many hobbies. I've always been kind of a workaholic and a hardcore computer geek, specifically AutoCAD, 3D modeling, stuff like that is what I've really enjoyed doing my entire life. And when I was young and going to school for architecture, my instructor had a calendar on his wall that had a really cool photograph of falling water. It was the first time I ever saw it. I was a little kid at the time. I was probably like 16 or something like that. And a couple of years later, I dropped out of high school and went and took architectural drafting full time as an adult when I was 16, because I realized that's where I was really interested. I didn't care about a lot of stuff they were trying to teach us in high school, and it was kind of boring. So I just dropped out of school and went to architecture class full time. And when I started the class, I told my instructor, I was like, remember that house that was on that calendar? That's the house I want to do, because the class project was pick like a cookie cutter Florida home and draw a full set of blueprints for it, so that like if you're going to do like, they can build it. So instead of just a regular 1,500 square foot house, I decided to do some historic monument house. And he told me I was out of my mind. It was going to take me more time than the class. In the class I had like a year to do it. It was like full time for a year. But I said, no, I think I can get it done. So I did a whole bunch of research and wound up becoming one of my little hobby obsessions. Is once I get into architectural model building, which we did professionally for about 10 years, I decided I was going to build my own model of falling water, and I wanted to do a really nice one. And there's a couple of people out there that have built amazing models of the house. There's one in the Museum of Modern Art, and I saw a copy of that one here in Florida once, and the detail on it was just top notch. I mean, photographs, you would think you're really there at the house. It looked legit. And I decided that was going to be my goal, is to make one that good, but I wanted to go bigger because that one's already been done. So why go smaller? If anything, I'm going to go a little bigger. So that's kind of where the scale came from. I decided I was going to do like half inch equals a foot scale, which would have made the house about 6 feet. And building that from scratch is not that big a deal. I mean, you're talking, materials or cheap stuff you can buy off the shelf, or just go forage for stones and rocks and sand and shit out in your backyard, and you can build stuff that looks real, like a train set. And anyway, I've been putting off starting the model for 20 years. I'm 47 now, and I wanted to do this since I was about 20 something, so probably 25 years I've been putting it off. And it's been one of those things in the back of my head that, like, if I don't start it, I can't fail. You know what I mean? If I don't ever start it, I can't ever not finish it. So that's kind of been the mentality for a very, very long time. And right before we opened the Bricklink store, this was kind of what started the whole Bricklink store thing, was my kids and I talking about it, and my wife and my kids really kind of pushed me to start building my house. You're talking about it for 20 years, get off your ass and do it. Might be dead in 20 years. I might never get it done. So they said, hurry up and start. And that's when for whatever reason, I started playing around with the idea of doing it out of Lego. I was watching some YouTube videos. I saw some of the other architecture buildings and stuff that other people were doing. And I met Adam Tucker online, and we kind of became friends. And he built a huge falling water model that was on display, and that all kind of got me going towards doing it out of Legos. And once I started seriously thinking about doing it in Lego, I did a full set of blueprints for the house, so I've got everything in CAD already. I already know what size everything would need to be in scale to. So when I started trying to apply the level of detail I wanted to the bricks, the house itself had to grow just because of some of the key parts of the house for them to be at all accurate. The Lego bricks are so big, so you're kind of stuck with XYZ dimensions on certain things. So that's when I kind of started thinking, okay, this thing's going to get big. You know, if I don't have it here in front of me. I can actually pull it up here in a minute. While I'm talking, I'll pull up some of the, I've done a bunch of sample parts of the house already in little sections. And I started, laying out certain parts, like some of the staircases I wanted to be built a certain way. So that kind of determined how big the whole house had to be to fit certain things in there. So that's kind of how the scale got determined in Lego, is because I wanted certain level of detail. And to get it, the house had to get bigger and bigger and bigger to get the scale right. Alex, can you grab the window?
Yeah.
One of the first parts I did was one of the famous parts of the house. It's got this 4-story tall glass window, and that kind of determined the height of the house, because I had to go with what standard Lego dimensions were, even though unfortunately the XYZ is out of proportion. Your Z brick height is not the same as your length and width, but that's like the very beginnings of the house, was determining, okay, this whole window has to be this big to be built correctly. And, that was kind of the start. So that also helped kind of determine what the scale had to be. And it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It's just the level of detail. I want more detail than anybody's ever done. So it got really big.
Do you like the staircase that goes down to the water?
Is that over there done?
The slider is.
Oh, nobody's going to know what that part is.
Right, when it shows the scale of the stairs.
Yeah, in the house, if anybody knows the house, there's a part of the house that you can walk through one of the balconies down into the water. And I kind of built a mock of what it was going to do. That this part, let me move it first. And I break it. No, I didn't. There we go. I haven't touched this stuff in a month or two, so it's just been sitting around the desk. But it goes like that. And then all these things actually slide up out of the way, so that these are the stairs that actually walk down towards the waterfall. So, the steps being a certain size determine the scale, the windows being a certain size determine the scale. And in the end, it wound up being almost CAD-wise, I think it's about 12 feet long. That's what the house is going to be. But I'll post a link if anybody wants to check it out. I've got like a page that I have started for all the photographs and stuff that I've been taking as I'm building parts of it. You can go check it out. There's all kinds of little mocks and design crap and stuff on there for it. But one of my very few hobbies. I have two so far, like, lifelong obsession hobbies. One is falling water, and the other is that bullet train that I'm working on. Those two things. Oh, we got it shared. Okay, cool. You can actually see, like, here's the staircase, and that's all done in Studio. And somewhere in here is probably, this is like one of the decks. This is all Technic parts, and I'm doing tile top and bottom, so it's kind of hard to see, but this deck is double inverted. There's actually two copies of this back to back held together with Technic bars to space it out correctly. And there you can see, you can't really see much there, but It's getting there. This will be a 5-year long project. I know it's going to take me forever. That's okay. I got all the time in the world. I don't care. I'm in no hurry whatsoever. But
Go back up.
go back up.
That shows the interior of the pillars.
Yeah, this is one of the columns that support
shows
the
you.
cantilever. Shows all the Technic crap on the inside. And then those slope pieces all just snap on with Technic pins, so you can take it apart and get back inside where I need to work on something. But this is one of the cantilevers that actually hangs out over the water, and then the staircase goes down from here down to the water eventually. But that's one of my hobbies. I've got that, and then, like I said, the bullet train's my other one. Here are some of the other samples I did of where I thought the rock walls should look like. And it got a little too busy at some point, so I kind of
Scaled back.
Yes, scaled back the detail a little bit, made it a little bit simpler. Like this. This is how I was going to do like this big curved wall, but then I said the hell with that, and I just 3D printed the part. I got tired of messing around with Lego, just couldn't make a nice big curve if I had to. So, and these are custom parts that I plan on 3D printing right here, because you can't physically make this out of anything. I've tried to keep it one brick thick to make it compatible with everything else. It's just impossible. So I figure I'll just 3D print the parts because it actually wraps around the tree here. It's part of the way the building was built. So, one of my silly obsessions. So one of these days, I might get it done. There you can see in the studio how big the actual footprint is. It's pretty damn big. I think it's gotten bigger than that too. It tells you here that the studs. I think this is an old one. I don't think this is correct anymore, but it's saying it's 315 by 240 studs. I think that's a lot smaller than it is now. That was probably a really old version. But that's the foundation.
No, the house was only like 6 foot square. The property that we're planning on building is 12 feet.
That might be true. The house itself might be 6 to 8 feet, but the actual table, the topography and everything to be able to build it on is going to be 12 feet. Because the actual landscape of that house is very, very, very rough contoured. I don't know if anybody ever knows anything about falling water, but very cool house. But here you can see how I built the inside of everything so that the balconies and the walls all line up perfect and everything's completely hidden. So that's what I do for fun. When I have time and I'm not sorting bricks or putting shit in inventory, this is kind of some of the stuff I do. But that and my train is my other little obsession. I've got 3 or 4 different versions of that train that I've started, and all of them at different levels of progress. So.
Do you have a goal for when you want to finish the project?
Before I die, would be good. That's a lot to ask for. I mean, I'm one of those people where I don't work on stuff as much as I would like to. I kind of feel guilty when I'm doing my own personal stuff because I should be doing something else. You know, I've got it's kind of like you're quite a bit younger. How old are you?
I look young, but I'm 37.
Okay, so you're still about 10 years younger than me, but you know, you got that when you're younger, and I was at that point one time, and you've got a new business, you've got that, you know, entrepreneurial jump in and startup energy. I did that like 20 years ago and burned myself out really bad with my regular business. And I have it to some extent with the Lego store because it's something new and interesting, and I see it as a new business. And you know, I kind of feel that whole, we gotta bust our asses and do this and get it going again. Problem is, it's hard to maintain that for a year, and that's what we've been trying to do, growing the store. It's just it's hard to do it full time. And whenever I'm working on my personal stuff, I know I should be doing something else. It doesn't matter. I like my own personal time. I feel guilty a lot of times. Like today, I took half of today off and worked on one of my other little projects. And I've been wanting to work on that for 2 weeks, but it's been sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. And I said, you know what? I'm going to get all this crap I've got here in inventory, and then I'm going to not care and go work on it for a while. But I know I should have put more shit in inventory. So, that's half the reasons a lot of my stuff doesn't get done. A lot of times I just don't feel up to it, or, I don't know. So as far as getting it done, no, there's no actual goal. If I can get it done before I die, I'll be happy. If I don't get it done, my son has to do it. That's the rule. He has to finish it. If I don't get it done, he's got to finish it for me someday. But I've got another project that I go grab the extrusions back there. Be careful of the shit inside of it. My other bullet train project where you saw the cross section of it, that's just a new version of one of my projects I started. Oh my God, how long have I been doing this one?
That one's 10 years, at least.
This one's at least 10 years old. And this started out as a laser cut model. Like, you know how you got balsa wood airplanes? You just put the balsa wood airplanes together, little sticks and crap. That's kind of how this started out. And somebody contacted me and said, hey, since you're building one, how much would you charge me to build me one? And we started working together on the project. And instead of him paying me to build it, we talked about it, and it made more sense to take the money that he was willing to pay and invest the money into building it better right up front. So instead of building out of balsa wood and sticks and plastic, we took his money and had a custom aluminum extrusion made. I did all the CAD work, and we actually had like a legit extrusion made in China. And then we bought 1,000 pounds of this so I can build 16 trains instead of one. So this is a project that's been going on for years that's, progressing slowly whenever I get around to doing it. But the cross section you saw of the train is just a blown up version of this, which has been working on for 10 years. The other one's we did that a couple months ago to see how big it would be to get it accurate.
We were getting burned out. We were getting burned out of putting white in inventory.
Yeah, we got tired of doing white inventory, so we took all the white Lego bricks and decided to make like a prototype cross section of the profile to see what it would look like and how close we could get it. So something I found that you guys probably already have come across this, but man, try not to ever make money on your hobby because it destroys your hobby.
Definitely, I agree 100%.
Yep. I've done it too many times, and something that the hard part is for me is I have a very hard time justifying hobbies because no matter what you do, they're expensive as hell. It doesn't matter what hobby you pick, unless you're just picking your nose. Hobbies get expensive fast, and the whole idea at the very beginning of building this falling water model out of Legos was like, hey, this Lego store could, it could support the hobby, or help support it. If I'm buying used bricks, skimming off all the crap I want and then selling the stuff I don't want, it's going to pay for itself. Well, that was a good idea in the beginning until we decided, hey, this works. We could make this even bigger. Now it's not so much a hobby anymore. Now it's straight up work. So it destroys the hobby side of the business. And I've done that a few times over the years, unknowingly in the beginning. Luckily, I'm not a Lego hobbyist. I'm not a person that builds Lego stuff usually anyway. My Legos have been sitting in a tote for 20 years. The last people to touch my Legos were my kids 5-10 years ago. So, I'm not.
You're an architect, and this is just your latest medium.
Right. I'm more of a designer, architect type person. The Legos are just my building bricks that I'm using instead of going out and buying balsa wood and plastic to build my model right now. So luckily, I don't see this as messing up my hobby because Legos were really never a main hobby for me. They're just making some of my other stuff a little bit easier because they're pre-done parts, so you don't have to start from scratch every time. The only downfall to that is Legos are a hell of a lot more expensive than balsa wood is. I could build a 12-foot tall skyscraper out of plastic with the equipment I have for 1/10 of what it would cost to build it out of Legos. Because Legos are too expensive. I could go buy a couple sheets of acrylic for $100. You're not going to get many Lego bricks for $100. So it's kind of like,
So why the hell are we screwing with this?
Yeah, why are you messing with Lego shit? Store up for sale, 300% off. But yeah, I don't know. I tell you what, I definitely enjoy the Lego store business wise a little bit. I find it fun sometimes. I know my wife and daughter, God, they love going through all the weird parts and digging through the totes and finding figures and finding all kinds of weird stuff. I just
you getting excited yesterday over finding the $6 dish.
Yeah, find a stupid little dish is like $6. It's like, look at this. Like we got a game we play around here. It's like the most expensive part today. It's like, what's the most expensive part somebody ran across today? And sometimes we find really good ones, A lot of times it's like, God damn. Put some grease in that thing. Is that the one you're trying to sell?
No, that's the one I rebuilt.
Oh, Jesus.
It only does that like once every 10 levels. I haven't figured out what the issue is yet.
Okay, David, we bumped our prices up. We haven't gotten any orders yet, man. Neither one of us got an order yet.
I haven't gotten an order since we started either.
We screwed you up, dude.
Now you're competing in my area, so you're going to be taking all my sales, which is 0. So
let's just add 600,000 of some item that nobody wants, so they don't buy it. We don't have it, and then we'll have enough for David, and then we compete.
we have 3.5 million flowers in inventory. We can't sell it. We can't seem to move any of them.
Yeah.
There's one store, I can't remember the name, but their prices are probably around 5 to 6 times average pricing.
Yeah.
And they say, in their terms, they say they will have
$150 minimum, right?
No, not that one.
Okay.
The minimum is pretty low, or maybe they don't have one. But they'll say that they'll ship you the part. They will not have it. Which makes sense, if they don't have it, they'll just drop ship it from somewhere else and still make money.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So does that mean they have every part then?
No, they don't list every part, but they have a huge.
Sean says the store shipper. Yeah, I've bought from that guy a couple of times, and holy shit, the name of his store is legit. It takes 2 weeks to get stuff with him.
Yeah, read his reviews. They'll say lives up to his name or whatever.
Exactly.
And yet people complaining, slow. The shipping is slow, and putting a complaint, and I don't know why they do that.
Yeah, I think the last time I ordered from him, it took 2 weeks for it to get into the mail. So, I don't really complain because nothing I'm doing is critical. I'm just buying bulk shit for myself and just kind of stockpiling parts. So when I decide to sit down and work on stuff, I've got 5,000 of everything. But, I can see.
And he's not joking about those numbers. He's not joking about those numbers at all. You can't see it, but he's got 13-pound totes full of one part.
Yeah, I get a little OCD once in a while, obsessive compulsive when I'm buying stuff once in a while.
I should pull one down.
Jesus.
I should.
He just wants to embarrass the shit out of me.
Just to prove the point.
Okay.
Oh shit.
These are my personal totes.
This is all Technic. This is every Technic brick we have ever saved for you.
Yeah, I've got every color, Technic, everything. I don't put them in inventory. I just stick them all in the box usually. I don't think Technic bricks. There may have been a few that leaked into inventory, but
Yeah, ones we didn't tell you about.
it's probably stuff the kids slipped into inventory and didn't tell me.
Technic bricks sell well. I've sold some, you know, $4 or $5 a piece.
I mean, who needs that many 2x3 plates ever?
Well, I gotta build lots of walls.
Well, you know, when you retire, then you can start building your coffin out of Lego. So about 10 to 20 years, it'll be complete.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, and I've got like 4 totes like that, and a bunch of other boxes. And that one right there is bad. That was an expensive tote. This one's all, not all, but almost all tan.
And it's all legitimate.
I hate buying tan bricks because it's so damn expensive.
Those ones legitimate?
Nope, those are
the fakes.
Those are the fakes, but they're too far off on color, so I'm probably not going to use them. I'll probably just throw them away. Give them to somebody. Those are real.
That's a $200.
Anybody got these? Because I want them if you got them. I don't want to spend a lot of money for them, but I do want to buy them all. I need like hundreds of these, and they're very hard to get.
6x6 tiles.
6x6 tan tiles.
Tan tiles.
This was the other part that I pretty much bought out Bricklink. Like, you couldn't buy any for. There might be some naps. It's been a while, but I pretty much bought everything. Anybody that had more than 10, I'd buy them. But I literally need hundreds of them to cover all the decking and flooring in that house, because it's all smooth tan. There's no cheap way of doing it. I did the math on buying 2x2 tiles where you need 9 of them versus 1 of those tiles, and it's almost the exact same price either way, square footage wise. But you know, those are nicer and they're satin too, which is nice. I don't like the glossiness of Legos.
Tan bricks have never seen inventory.
Yeah. I don't even know what's in that tote. It's been so long since I bought them. They're just sitting there waiting.
1x4s, 2x8s, 2x6s, 2x10s.
Yeah, I got plenty of 2x6s. But that's just my personal shit for building my house. I hoard stuff, I guess. But I don't collect anything.
Just tan Lego.
Just tan and light blue gray bricks.
I think Brick Orphanage does that too. He collects all the tan and dark tan.
Oh, yeah?
I think that's what he said. I can't remember.
What's he building? What is he saving them for? Just to...
I think for his own building or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're going on like 3 hours.
Doug's asking if that brick's in production. I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe that's why I got such a hard time finding them, and they're so damn expensive. Maybe they're discontinued. Let me go look real quick.
I've never seen them. I have a lot of the gray ones, but not.
Yeah, I got gray. I've got red. I got some dark blue gray.
We've only had one red.
Yeah,
we only had one
dark red.
That was out of either Belleville or Scalia.
Yeah.
There are some parts from Belleville or Scalia that are worth a lot because people use it just for their custom builds.
Yeah, there's some really cool old school parts that you just can't get anymore too. I've got a lot of weird shit. Oh, did you see the Psycho Baby?
Yep.
Yeah, she's still sitting here on my desk.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing is so fugly.
Thing is, I'm trying to collect every single minifigure, and I'm.
Oh, you got to get the Belleville ones.
I don't think I'm going to be doing Belleville or Friends.
Oh, then you're not a completist.
Well, those ones aren't minifigures. Those are mini dolls. Those are different.
Yes, that's true.
Yes. Yeah. Right now there are only. Holy shit! I really did buy them all.
You should list some of them for like 10 times the average selling price.
Yeah, right. I went on Bricklink right now looking at that 2x2 plate or 6x6 tile. There are none. I'm sorry. There are 2 left in the world used. I guess I own the rest of them. There are a lot of new ones for sale, but they want $1 a piece. Yeah, I'm not spending $1 a freaking tile. You're out of your mind.
I've been selling 2x3 tiles Or 2x4 tiles for 50 cents each.
Really?
Someone bought.
Tan ones are expensive.
Oh God! Look up that's something else I bought out. 2x3 tan tiles. Holy shit! Are those expensive?
Well, here's the thing. Like tiles sell really well. That's the first thing you should raise your prices on.
Yep, that's the first thing that goes. Tiles, then plates.
Especially if you're new, because people buy new tiles.
Yeah, because they don't want them all scratched up. Me, I don't, because this thing's so big. I couldn't care less if everything's scratched. And the more scratched and crappy for what I'm doing, the better. That's what I actually want. Old raggedy ass, tore up, scratched up, gouged, discolored parts, because it makes it look more realistic.
Yeah, so I looked up an order I had Saturday. I was able to get this shipped out in the morning. It was 2x2 dark blue gray tile, just a basic tile. It was in my store for 48 cents because the average price is 16, so I had triple that. And someone bought 519 of those tiles.
That's got to be the computer doing, because nobody'd buy them at that price in the
Exactly. And then what I did was I just went to Bricks and Pieces and bought 300 of them for 8 cents a piece.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good business plan if it works, man. I mean, that's Nathan was like, we were talking about it before the show started. We were talking about people just dropping the prices and undercutting everybody on certain stuff. And
it's fine to drop the price. What happens is you sell the part and you won't have it anymore to sell.
Right. Well,
so,
it's with the average though.
Well, it does. No, it doesn't. It bumps the average up is what it'll do, which is good for the sellers. But yeah, we were talking about people where they're just like undercutting everybody just to get the sales, which is going to really run the prices into the ground over time.
That's what I meant.
Because the people that are doing that are dropping the average. If somebody's going to take the 6-month average and sell it at 30% off of that, a month from now, your average is shifting.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's going to hurt.
It has to do with supply too, supply and demand. If you have if you're able to look at just in the U.S. How many are available for sale and how many have sold in the last 6 months?
Yeah.
I always look at that. So if the part is less than 101, so it has less supply. Say if it has only 10,000 parts for sale, but in the last 6 months, 20,000 parts were sold, then I know that part's good.
Right.
It's high demand. Then I'll look at the pricing on Bricks and Pieces or Pick a Brick or whatever, and if it's actually lower than average pricing, I'll definitely buy it. If it's around the same as average price, I'll still buy it because I know I can sell it for higher because it's high.
Because you're bumped up a little.
But if they're like a lot of the Pick a Brick stuff from the stores, there'll be like 1 million parts for sale, but in the last 6 months, only like 20,000 have been sold.
Right.
So it's fine to have them, but you probably won't sell all of them right away. It might take a while.
Right. Like me particularly, if we go to the Pick a Brick store, I'm eyeballing stuff like tiles and, you know, odd parts that you don't find very often. Like, granted, Nathan says he's got a drawer full of spiders, but, you know, I bought them just because they're kind of unique and who cares about having a few in stock. But, you know, like we went up there. We went up there and bought dark blue gray 1x2 tiles, and I bought like 9,000 of them because I know eventually they're going to sell.
Oh, those are great.
Yeah, you know, you have enough of those. But if they were like, I don't know, coral 1x2 tiles, it's like, why bother? Nobody's going to buy that stuff.
How many 1x2 tiles fit in a cup?
Close to 1,500, I think.
Yeah, it's just over if you pack it well.
Yeah, it's about 1,500 in a Pick a Brick.
Wow, so that's like a little over a penny per tile. A 1x2 tile.
Yep.
And if you can pack the cup well, you can easily get 6, 7, 8 times what you pay for the cup.
Yeah. Easy.
Well, definitely for the tiles.
We did that last weekend, not this past weekend, but the weekend before that. They had trans dark blue 1x2 tiles, and I wish we had bought more because they sold out really fast. But that's what, like 8 times. The trans blue,
8.5.
It turned a $15 cup into $200 on Bricklink.
Yeah, trans. Yeah, was it the Trans light blue sells really well. That's why
Trans
people use that for water
as well, but they will eventually.
Yeah, and then the dark bluish gray, yeah, it's about 6 cents for the average price.
So you're making 6 times your money easy.
Yeah, if you're listing at average, if you're listing at 3 times that, that's like 18 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always selling tile. Almost every order I sell tile.
Yeah.
When I had my prices at 4 times, I would sell lots of grays and tiles. So that's what I noticed with the high, even at high price, people would buy tiles and any of the gray colors.
Right.
So when I look at parting out sets, I know like a lot of people go by the 3 times part out value. I'll go down to as low as 2 if it has a lot of gray parts. So for Star Wars sets, I'm willing to go to 2 because I know the minifigures will sell well.
Yeah, they'll compensate for the price.
And the gray parts in the set will sell well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And of course, if you're doing friends with lots of pinks and purples, and you want like a 10 times part out value or something.
I'll tell you what, we did pretty good with friend stuff. We actually sell quite a bit of it, but we're buying it used. But the friend stuff moves. There's a lot of people buying. We've got 2 customers that are like repeat customers. Like we've gotten 10, 12 orders from these couple of people, and they just keep coming back and buying crazy colors, whatever they're building.
We have one person who's bought from us like 4 times, has bought nothing but purple every time.
Purples, pinks. They buy a lot of it. They'll go through and buy. If we dump a lot of purple, which is usually like say 5 or 10 pounds at a time into inventory, they'll come on and just take a third of it. Like they're buying a lot of purple for something. Yeah, it just depends. You get the right customers. They find your store and they know you're going to keep supplying them with stuff. Like the same thing with the Bionicles. Every time we put Bionicle stuff in, it's 2-3 people come and raid the store.
Yeah. I've got about 200 pounds of Bionicles in totes sitting in the closet. That's the last thing I'm going to touch.
Dude, look for the, if you go through black ball and socket joint, small one, looks like a vertebrae. Those things are $5 apart. We went through 100 pounds of black and had like 50 of them.
Ball and socket. That's the one that cracks easily that you said?
Oh. Yeah. It's a very small piece about this big. It's just got a ball and a socket, and you can keep snapping them together and flex them, and it looks like a spine.
Okay.
If you've got those, man, those are like gold in Bionicle stuff.
Okay.
We probably don't have any. Let me look it up. I'll see if I can tell you what the part is.
Yeah.
It's actually Heroes. It's not Bionicle.
It's under Heroes? Okay. Well, they should just probably shit together.
It's Heroes Factory.
That's something you should have Brick Freedom do. Go through and look at the most expensive parts and create a list. So you can print it out, and as you're looking through, when you're buying used, you can just pick those out.
All right.
I try to do something like that with Brickstock, but I couldn't create a file with every single part so I can sort it. It would just take forever to do it by hand, to do it manually.
I just stuck it in the chat. That's the part.
All right, take a look.
Oh, Nathan's got me. Flip over to the screenshot, Nathan. I got it up on the other screen.
Well, that one, seriously?
Oh, dude, that thing's like $5 in black.
Oh, in black. It doesn't even say it has it in black.
Hold on, we're good to hear. Hold on.
Oh, maybe that's not the right part. I thought that was. Oh, it's this one. I'm sorry. I think it's that one.
Oh. No, I don't. That looks like a common piece.
Nope. Average. There you go. That's new. I don't know why the price dropped, but yeah, we were. See over here, even the average over the average before and what it is right now are 2 different things. So I don't know why it's so different, but I know we put them in inventory and they were like $5.
Well, yeah, that piece will sell well because you can see by the supply it's very low. It's
Right.
And there's only 19 left, new, and 179 used.
So you can kind of put whatever price on it you want. Plus, once you filter out just the U.S., that changes your price a lot of times too.
Yeah, mine automatically just does US. I have it set in the.
Is there any way you get to stay that way over here? Because every time I go in here, I got to go down to more options and click on US to filter out just US.
No, I don't know how to do that. I have it set for the price guide.
Yeah,
So,
the price guide will do it, but over here when you're looking for the parts, it's like every time.
Yeah, that's annoying.
That's annoying. I mean, I don't mind looking at what other people are pricing in other countries, but I'm usually not trying to buy from them. You know, if I should be able to just set that as a default and turn everywhere on once in a while if I want to. But
I've definitely got a few of these used.
Yeah.
List them.
But yeah, you can list those at $5 a piece, and people will buy them. We had them in our store. I couldn't. That was the first time around. Our first time putting.
No, it was our second round of inventory.
Black.
But we had saved all of the Technic, Bionicle, and Heroes
from the first
one because we didn't think it was worth anything.
Right. We didn't know if putting the Bionicle stuff in was worth it, so we didn't bother at first.
We just waited till we had more of it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the Instabrick to get here, and then I can do the Bionicle. I just pop it in there, scan it, and just tell me where it is, and I throw it in my inventory. Now, if I can put a conveyor belt on it and just have it do it automatically or something, that would be nice.
Yeah, I'm real curious to see how well that thing's going to work.
Yeah, I ordered 2.
Did you?
But I was towards the end. It was already after the campaign ended, so I won't be getting it till
you're going to get
another month or 2. I think Doug is getting one, and he should be like in the first wave. I think we talked about it last week.
How much did you wind up paying for yours?
It wasn't much. I have to look at it, but it was cheaper when you get 2. I think it was like 150 or something. It's funny. They used to be called a pick-a-brick. The PIQA, and then brick. But I think people are getting confused with the brick-a-brick wall, so they changed it to Instabrick.
Well, when somebody gets one, we'll have to have them on to show it off.
Yeah, definitely. I want to know what they're going to do for.
They have videos, like they have pre-production videos on their whatever Kickstarter page you can check out.
Yeah, I think we looked it up.
I bet you. I'm afraid it's going to be like a subscription service.
Well, I'm afraid it's going to lower the prices on Bricklink.
Why?
Because people can sort and list their minifig parts a lot quicker now with that machine. So they're able to put a lot more on, and they're probably willing to drop the prices.
Think they're going to flood the market with more product?
Mm-hmm. That's the thing with Lego. It takes a lot of labor and expertise to put the right parts on. And if there are things out there that can make it easy for anyone to enter in and do it quickly, that's what's going to really destroy the market for most stores. If you aren't able to scale it up really big, then you won't be able to do really well.
The one good stonewall to that thing is most Legos were bought and owned by kids, and they pull apart minifigures all the time. So even if you get it to scan it, each part could potentially be 2-4 different minifigures.
It could, and I've seen it scan and tell you each part, like the head and the torso and the legs, tell you what minifigure it belongs to. Yep. So even if you have a mixed one, you should be able to scan and recognize the 3 different parts and tell you what their item number is.
I think James just disappeared. Oh, he's back.
I think he's on mute.
James, we can't hear you.
Okay, I don't know why it went to mute automatically, but
There you go.
anyway, I posted a link in the chat. That's the one I use for pulling information for figures. If you're looking for parts to figure out what the hell they go to, that seems to be. There used to be another one, but it stopped working, and somebody built this one to replace it. That one's pretty decent for, if you got flesh color heads and different eyes and red torsos with yellow hands, whatever. You punch in all the crap and it tells you what figures the parts go to.
Oh, okay, that's like Figure It Out that Chris was using.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're over 3 hours. I gotta go to bed.
Nathan's getting sleepy.
Got work. So thank you, David, for showing us your store.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Very helpful.
Yep.
Thanks, everyone.
I got a lot of ideas from you guys, so.
That's good. I'm glad.
That's good.
I think that's the best part of this is just kind of seeing what everybody does, and I mean, we all come up with cool ideas that are some work, some don't. We've come up with a lot of stupid ideas that didn't work too, and it's like, oops, that was a big waste of time. But yep. Cool. Glad you were on. I like seeing your store. I hope you gonna still try to get to 1 million by the end of the year. You think? Or you're not sure?
Maybe, yeah. We'll see. A lot of it depends on if my wife wants to help me that much. Yeah, she's a little bit more burned out than I am.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She got a job too, I assume.
No. Well, she has a couple part-time things she does, and she has her own website she works on, but nothing full-time.
That's good.
Yeah, we got 2 kids, so that's kind of.
That'll keep you busy too.
We homeschool them. So.
How old are they?
7 and 4.
Oh, dude, that's like straight up child labor age. Awesome.
I try to have them do it, but it's just excruciating to watch them. It's so slow. They're like picking it and lining them up, and they're counting 1, 2, and then I have to supervise them, and it just takes more time in the end.
More time than it's worth.
Yeah.
A few more years, they'll be at it.
Oh yeah,
that's funny.
I can give them easy tasks. Like when I cut open the boxes, I throw in a pile, and they have to just break them apart, flatten them for me.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's cool. All right, man.
All right, cool. Well, hope everyone has a good night. Thanks for watching.
All right, see you guys.